Or fake it out. No. I'm live now. Hope the mic is working. Close door, okay? Go. Alrighty. I think, yeah, we're good. Alright. So we're gonna turn this on and, like, I'm gonna put max velocity.
All of DFW, also going through Killeen, Waco, and down through Austin. By around 12 o'clock or so tonight, that line of storms will be approaching Tyler, College Station, and Austin with damaging winds around 60 to 75 miles per hour. A little bit of large hail and perhaps a tornado or two still being a possibility. And then tomorrow morning, that line will be moving all the way through Houston, Beaumont, and then eventually going into Louisiana. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be watching for another potential for a few tornadoes, primarily in Louisiana, where there could be an isolated tornado or two during the afternoon hours, and then as we go again into Sunday morning, things will start to clear out again. But I do think the next 24 to 48 hours will be quite active here across both Texas and also Louisiana. But Louisiana, you guys still got some time until really anything significant starts to knock on your doorstep. Also, the severe thunderstorm warning for Grayson County, they have gone ahead and removed the tornado possible label. It is back down now to just a 60-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning. There is no longer any sort of hail on this storm that is significant. It's down to nickel-sized hail, so not nearly as bad as before.
There are still some
we also have a wind
rotation.
gust that was reported out of Stephenville, Texas. A 66-mile-per-hour wind gust was observed at about 7:34 p.m., so about 20 minutes ago, back over in Stephenville, Texas. Sounds like we're going to have another storm chaser here soon, back over in DFW. We obviously have storm chaser John McKinney, who is also live on the Radar Omega app, which you can download with the top link in the description below. He is currently located near Denton, Texas. So he's coming up on Denton right now. He is traveling along I-35 westbound, traveling south in the direction of that storm that's heading towards Fort Worth. So I'll have a really good view of the storm coming in here pretty soon. This is also a live shot with one of the Radar Omega cyclone ports. This is in Glen Heights. This is Glen Heights, Texas. Or sorry, not Glen Heights, Texas. This is DeSoto, Texas. But you can see, at least in the distance, the line of storms starting to roll in. Got a few flashes of lightning out in the distance. Pretty windy ahead of the line of thunderstorms as well. Wind gusts right now around 30, 35 miles per hour. A decent amount of lightning coming in right now. So I'll at least have some decent views of this line coming in. This is also a virtual rail fan that is located back over in Fort Worth, Texas. So if you're back over in Fort Worth, this is kind of at least an idea of what you guys are looking at right now, other than the train. I don't think you guys have a train in the background in your backyard, but train is currently going by as well. Again, no severe thunderstorm warning for the time being for Fort Worth, Texas. But I would expect that we will get one here relatively shortly. Also, Riley, I don't know. Thank you, Kyle, for the $20 super chat. I know you said the tornado warning expires here in Weatherford. What do you expect the rest of the night for Weatherford? Well, we got another line of storms coming in right from the west, so I would anticipate that we will at least see some more gusty winds move through Weatherford here over the next 30 to 45 minutes. Flooding rainfall is going to become a concern, too, so if you are in Weatherford, get ready for at least some heavy rainfall that could lead to some flooding. Outside of that, I don't really think we're going to see much more in terms of severe weather. After this storm pushes by, I think the tornado risk is much lower, but damaging winds will continue to be a possibility.
Some broad rotation.
For at least the next hour
Holy
or so.
voice crack.
Thank you, Cody, also for the $5 super chat. How does it look for North Lake and Justin? This is going to be the storm to watch for. This right here and also this. This is a kind of a little cluster that is moving into Denton. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of a tornado risk with this right now. It's mostly just gusty winds. The velocities look very mediocre right now in terms of a tornado risk. But this storm down here, back over near Weatherford, moving towards Fort Worth, it has been moving to the northeast. It's starting to move a little bit more to the east-northeast now, so it might be moving more to your south. This one will be more of a hail and wind concern. Low-end tornado risk as well. The latest radar scan on the storm northeast of Stephenville still showing broad rotation moving towards Granbury, Texas. Not an imminent tornado concern, but obviously with this in trajectory for the Fort Worth area and Burleson, we need to keep a very close eye on this because it will have the potential of producing a tornado, I think, as it moves in the direction of Benbrook and Fort Worth. It's just going to take some time to really organize as it continues to move off to the northeast. Do we have a location for him, Riley?
Anyone in the green or yellow.
Good shot to Caleb for the $50 super chat. How's it? Aubrey look just east of Denton. I think the biggest concern back over at Aubrey will be a damaging wind threat, but there is still a low-end chance for a tornado. I do want to go over to our severe weather outlook here. This is your tornado risk for tonight. It's going to be a little bit hard to
East
take off
Texas.
the radar here. So our 5% tornado risk, again, is mainly going to be back over here around and just west of Fort Worth, which is right now where the worst of the storms are located. So it's just to the west of Dallas. The 2% tornado risk goes all across, again, most of Texas, even including Houston.
Again, if you guys heard
5% also goes all the way down towards San
green,
Antonio, Austin,
yellow,
Killeen, and Waco. So it's a very large area that is included in our 5% tornado risk. So again, if you're anywhere in this area, stay weather aware. This tornado risk is not going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to be talking about this literally all evening long, and even into the overnight hours, there will be a possibility for a couple of tornadoes after midnight, which is a reason why, if you are back down in Austin or San Antonio, Houston, College Station, or Victoria, you want to make sure that you have ways to receive warnings. If you have a weather radio, have that ready to go. Have your phones charged up as well, because we could even see a couple of nocturnal tornadoes overnight tonight. A lot of the tornadoes that we will probably see, even overnight tonight, will be very brief and also not very easy to see on radar. They might happen in a split second, because that's sometimes what happens with lines of thunderstorms. That's when we see QLCS spin-ups. So that is one of the concerns that we definitely have for tonight. Thank you also, Nightmare, for the $10 super chat. How's
the map I use
looking?
is called
I think
Weatherwise.
Waxhatchee, you guys are going to get hit hard with this line of thunderstorms. There is a chance again for an isolated tornado, but damaging winds is the greatest concern right now.
Starting to diminish though.
Once again, if you are just tuning in, we did have a tornado warning that was in effect for the Weatherford area that will officially expire in a minute. The rotation has broadened out substantially here over the last few minutes. I do not think we are out of the way though of a tornado risk. We are still watching again a broad area of actually pretty strong velocities moving into Granbury over the next 5 to 10 minutes. That will eventually move up towards Arlington, Fort Worth, Burleson, and Benbrook. So we are definitely not out of the way right now, again, of that tornado risk. This is back over to Storm Chaser John McKinney. He is now moving into the city of Denton, Texas. We just went through a pretty decent clip of rain there on the I-35 corridor. If you are traveling tonight, definitely take it slow on the roadways. Lots of rain has already fallen. Thank you, Alejandro, for the $10 super chat. I think Denton will be mainly gusty winds. Low-end threat of severe weather right now.
Brandon Montgomery under the severe thunderstorm warning. Doesn't look like much. So let's go.
We do have another chaser also located in Weatherford that I'm keeping an eye on. So we have two different chasers out here in North Texas tonight.
The tornado warning
has
go back
over to the wide view. We just got
a
new severe thunderstorm warning northwest or just west of Killeen, Texas. This is back over near Lampasas and Kepner. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is currently heading in the direction of Killeen, eventually going towards Temple and Belton. We also have a live camera back over here near Killeen, which is another radar Omega cyclone port. I'll put that up on the bottom right in just a moment once it loads.
If this
we'll
was
have a view of this line of storms as it pushes into that area pretty soon. This line is not overly organized right now, but over the next hour, I would anticipate it will become more organized, and that will help to increase the damaging wind and the isolated tornado threat as this line of thunderstorms pushes off to the east. So this is definitely a line that will continue to organize here over the next hour.
Yes, there is a severe thunderstorm watch
that is for 60 mile.
For what's it called? DFW all the way down to
the east. This is a live shot right now from Killeen, Texas, and you can see the winds are starting to pick up a little bit. A little bit of lightning also out on the horizon. Once again, the tornado warning for Weatherford has just expired, so that is no longer ongoing. By the way, fun fact, if you guys didn't notice, we are actually in a new weather studio. This is going to be the permanent one. Still working on it, but
nice.
Just a little we are now in a... Actually, the winds are picking up quite a bit now in Killeen. But yeah, again, we are now in a new weather studio. This will be the permanent one. We got to fix some of the lighting, but...
Benita, North Texas got a tornado.
Thank you, Edward, for the PayPal donation. It's only 55 degrees in northeast Arkansas. That is cold. The warm frontal boundary right now is currently located right about here. So if you're north of that warm front, it's going to feel quite a bit colder. You can actually go over to the METAR data, look at the current temperatures. And look how dramatic of a difference the temperatures are right now. We got some areas in the low 80s still, and it's obviously past sunset, but we still got some low 80s back over to the south of DFW. If you go back up towards, Springfield, it's almost in the upper 40s right now. It's almost enough to at least have a little bit of sleep. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just south of Amarillo, Texas. That is for quarter-sized hail that is moving in the direction of kind of the middle of nowhere, but just southeast of Canyon. That'll be pushing southeast. No tornado risk currently with that storm. Let's go back over to DFW. I have a few people asking about a Hurricane Melissa update. Guys, if you guys didn't know, Tornado Pagey / Bryce Shelton. Bryce Shelton will actually be the one chasing Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. You can subscribe to him on YouTube. The name is Tornado Pagey. They're also going to be live on the Radar Omega app. They will be chasing Melissa in Jamaica, which is just crazy. Melissa is going to be a catastrophic hurricane. I don't really see many other ways around it. Unfortunately, Jamaica could get hit very, very hard by that. It could be the worst hurricane we've ever seen in Jamaica.
Y'all heard that. Wow, I was in time.
50, 100 years.
I was in time for this.
It does not look good. It's likely going to make landfall in Jamaica on Sunday or Monday, but it will be stalling offshore for probably 2 or 3 days. We'll have another video talking about it tomorrow. There is even a chance we have live coverage for that, but 30+ inches of rain is going to be in play for Jamaica, which is insanity. I mean, we are talking about the potential for catastrophic flooding, mudslides. Those homes are not built to withstand Category 4 to 5 winds, and that is the possibility of what this hurricane could do. It could literally become a Category 5 hurricane, which I do think it will become a Category 5 before making landfall in Jamaica. So, unfortunately, a very catastrophic situation.
Good storm, so don't get me wrong. Yesterday, in particular, yesterday evening, we weren't too far away from getting a tornado up there on the Red River. But
you could see that country take
really
substantial hit from that hurricane. So prayers to anybody there. Hopefully, if you were able to evacuate, hopefully you're able to. Again, evacuations, the only way you could would be by plane. I mean,
right here,
really drive anywhere.
So Mineola, you guys are under a flood watch.
Situation,
I would.
Let's hope that things change, but it's already begun to it's starting to rapidly intensify already. The
isolated, damaging winds and
much faster
small
now
hail.
than before. So it's starting to definitely
a very
ramp up
low
in
tornado
intensity.
risk for you guys.
All right, going back to North Texas, let's go back over to Sherman. The latest few radar scans not showing really much of any rotation anymore. The severe thunderstorm warning here near Whitesboro and Sherman is currently for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This will be approaching Denison, Texas here over the next 10 to 15 minutes. This is going to be tracking up towards Durant
so here's
and
Hurricane
Kingston.
Melissa,
So if you're back over in Durant or Kingston,
which
Oklahoma,
Jamaica is like
be
in
ready
a
for an
direct path of
isolated
it.
hail and wind risk as the storm continues to lift to the
So
north.
if you guys are in Jamaica,
back over
then
Denton, we got some light rain that is
take
currently
shelter,
filtering
get
into many areas in Denton. This is kind
There
of
are hurricane
stabilizing our
warnings already in
atmosphere a little bit
effect.
for Denton and anywhere just north of Denton, including Pilot Point, also near Ray Robert Lakes. So overall, the risk of severe weather is definitely lower right now if you're back over on the north side of Denton. I'd still be saying weather aware, though. If you're anywhere from this line and southward, we definitely still have a risk of severe weather. If this can start to clear out and this storm gets a little bit more organized, I wouldn't rule out some severe weather heading into Denton.
If you're in Mineola, still stay weather aware.
Super high right now. The storm that was tornado warned again near
There are still
Weatherford,
some
no longer
isolated
tornado warned. The rotation is much broader at this time, but there is still potential right now for damaging winds around 60 miles per hour and an incredible amount of lightning right now near Springtown, also near Weatherford, approaching Benbrook and Fort Worth. It'll be going towards Keller in about 15 to 20 minutes, and then eventually approaching Flower Mound and Carrollton within about a half an hour. So if you're in those areas, be ready for wind, maybe even some hail, and a low-end tornado potential as this continues to move northeast.
Some of these storms
back over to the west of Cleburne, Texas. We've been watching this line of storms very closely. There is still a broad area of rotation that is coming up into Granbury. This is traveling right along US 377. That's going to be going towards Burleson, eventually Benbrook, Joshua, and Cleburne going towards I-35 west. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is still the biggest concern. This is still a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. There is still a possibility, though, for a QLCS tornado or two as that moves to the northeast.
Still some broad rotation.
And then back over to the west of Killeen, Texas, we still got a pretty intense line of thunderstorms. It's going to go through La Paz here pretty soon. This is once again a live shot from Killeen, Texas, of the line of storms moving in right now. It's starting to get a little bit windier here, and the lightning is starting to pick up a little bit more in intensity as well. Hey, he live for the $5 super chat on the patio in Lakeside, getting wild. Don't recommend you being on a patio, but stay safe. Thank you also, Glory, for the $10 super chat. Any idea for McKinney? I think the biggest concern will be wind. Right now, not seeing anything imminent for the tornado risk, but we are going to be keeping an eye on that. All right, we got another chaser. This is Nick Gorman, bottom right of your screen. He's going to be coming up towards Fort Worth here soon. He's actually, we go over to the little map here of cameras. All those blue circles, by the way, are cameras we can show on stream. Nick Gorman's actually located near Weatherford right now. So we're going to have a view with him. This is what it looks like currently from his perspective going into Weatherford. So this is just outside of where, this is basically where the tornado warning was. No visibility, basically. This is right on I-20, going eastbound.
I want to see if I can do this. Hold up. Let me just close my screen.
There's almost no visibility. So, I mean, right now, John McKinney, who's located in Denton, it's not raining really much right now. This is the polar opposite. This is on the east side of Weatherford, going towards Willow Park. There's also quite a bit of lightning being indicated by radar. I haven't seen too many flashes, but there's an occasional flash here and there. Could even see some clouded ground lightning tonight. Thank you, Max, for the $5 super chat. Is anything bad going to happen in Paris, Texas? I think the risk of severe weather in Paris is overall going to be on the lower side of things, but there is a threat of isolated damaging winds.
Flash flood warning for Abilene. And these two Doppler radars are actually pretty close.
Hey, Wingham for the super chat. As of right now, nothing has reached Dallas. We haven't had any storms reach Dallas yet. Oh, I do want to throw this out there. This is pretty crazy stuff. If we go into tomorrow's severe weather outlook, this does pertain to Texas as well, but we do have a 5% tornado risk back along the Gulf Coast and a 2%, which does include areas like Austin,
tomorrow,
Texas.
I might go live again because
tomorrow. Look at this though. We got a 2% tornado risk back up in Western Oregon.
I didn't even know that.
Just outside of Salem, which is quite crazy. Don't usually see that very often. So, little heads up, if you're back over in Western Oregon and tuning in.
So tomorrow I might be live again since
tornado risk up there, especially
there is a slight risk.
October. Don't see that
severe
very
weather, 5% tornado risk.
Shout out to Vex with the $10 super chat. Opinion on Gatesville, Texas,
Louisiana area.
I don't know where Gatesville is. Look it up. Isn't
2%
that
goes all the way to Austin.
I think Gatesville will be mainly a wind threat. The tornado risk I don't think is going to materialize very much by the time this line gets to you. Right now, pretty much just an outflow dominant line of thunderstorms going towards Waco, but mainly a wind threat. Very low end tornado risk.
Voice crack. Houston's in the hot spot.
For the $10 super chat. Thank you for your coverage tonight. No problem at all. This is our first live stream in approximately 30 days, 31 days. There's not been a whole lot of weather recently to really cover on live streams, and this is one of the events that we've been on standby all day today, pretty much. We were on standby yesterday. This is obviously a much more populated area, which
the weather has been weird.
Especially if anything were to go crazy with the storm that we had near Weatherford. That one looked pretty crazy, but obviously this line is pretty intense. If anything can spit out in terms of a tornado risk, we definitely have to be here just in case something happens, because we are entering a over 8 million people population here across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So very intense storms tonight. It's a big line. You're not going to miss the storms. Trust me. If you're in DFW, you are getting hit by with something. Whether that is a severe storm or it's just an ordinary thunderstorm, you're going to hit with something tonight. We got a big line coming through. Flooding risk is going to be increasing as well within the next hour or two as this line moves through. With this being such a populated area, with there being so many underpasses as well, there will almost undoubtedly be localized flooding here across the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is something I do want to urge you of if you are traveling tonight. Turn around, don't drown on the roadways. We do not need more flooding incidents here in a very populated area.
In New York, there hasn't been much.
But there could be some closed roadways tonight once this rain really starts to kick into gear. Thank you, Caroline, for the super chat. Is the line for Granbury going to affect Mansfield? This is all going to go through Burleson. I mean, basically, this line right here is going to impact anybody in DFW.
But still, I don't want to stop.
I think the greatest concern will be damaging winds up to 70 miles
per hour,
but there is still a possibility for an isolated tornado or two out of this line. But the discrete supercell possibilities at this point have gotten a lot lower. The storm that was discrete has become messy again, and it is also not very discrete. It's about to get merged into that line of thunderstorms back off to the west of Weatherford.
Severe thunderstorm watch
to include Austin, with the $20 super chat. No rotation really near Decatur. If you're in Decatur, you guys are pretty much done with the tornado aspect of this risk tonight.
Corsicana.
Charisma for the super chat. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of severe weather in Oklahoma tonight. It should be mostly just to the south of the Red River Valley.
I probably look up at the sky and I think it's going to rain.
South. As right now, not seeing as much rotation near Granbury. We can also look at the
clouds,
terminal radar site, which does not go to Granbury yet. The terminal radar site, which is basically a radar site at the airport, is still showing some broad rotation just off to the west, or just out to the south of Springtown. So something we're still keeping an eye on. I honestly would not be surprised if the storm west of Denton tried doing something too. It doesn't look that great right now, but it is right along the line of thunderstorms. We got a little bit of an inflow now. So low-end tornado potential going towards Denton. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, I actually have 2 updates. First of all, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm watch. This includes places like San Antonio and College Station. That goes till 3 a.m. and that does include a couple of tornadoes possible. Also, another thing I wanted to touch on is our slight risk of excessive rainfall. This is what it looks like from the weather predictions anywhere in that yellow. That is where we have that slight risk. And then over on the NWS watch warnings and advisory display, anywhere we're seeing this dark green, and this dark green is also included underneath this pink. This pink's our severe thunderstorm watch, and this green is our flood watch. So that flood watch goes through tonight. We are going to see some heavy rainfall totals, and that will lead to both flash flooding and just flooding in general over the next couple of days.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. So there is the severe thunderstorm watch. This does include San Antonio, Austin, College Station, Fairfield, and Killeen, Texas. Also, Kerrville is included in it, which is where that massive flooding event happened back earlier in the summer. A couple tornadoes are possible. Scattered hail to the size of ping pong balls, and also scattered damaging wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour is likely. This does include approximately 5.6 million people. So a lot of people are in this watch, have multiple ways to receive warnings tonight, and have a tornado action plan ready to go. This goes until 3 a.m., by the way, so it is a pretty late severe thunderstorm watch for that area. Speaking of flooding, we just got a new flash flood warning back over in Gainesville, Texas, just to the west of Sherman. This is going to be for Grayson and Cook counties. Right now, so far, between 2 and 3 inches of rain has fallen.
The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Cook County, North Central Texas, Western Grayson County, and North Central Texas until 11:15 p.m. At 8:12 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the Alpha radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall.
Another area I'll be keeping an eye on for maybe a low-end tornado potential within the next half hour would be the very far southern part of this line right here that's bowing out a little bit. That's going up towards Waxahachie. So this will be something to keep an eye on. Not imminent, but if you're back over in Blum, Italy, or back over near Waxahachie, this is something I'll make sure that we're keeping an eye on, because that also has a low-end chance at least of a tornado within the next half hour.
Alright, so you guys in Fort Worth and Dallas, get ready for some very high winds, very strong winds, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds.
Since we've had a severe weather coverage, so we are back. Thank you also, Freak, for the super chat.
Kind of weak right now.
In Atoka, Oklahoma. The threat is very low.
Get ready for like 30 to 40
I think it'll all stay south of the Red River, which is honestly a rarity. Usually it's flipped. A lot of the time when we have tornado events like this, it's usually actually like it kind of kicks up more north of the Red River. Tonight, it's all basically south of the Red River. It's mainly because of the fact our warm front is basically stalled now up here, right near the Red River Valley. So everything should be basically south of that. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, I wanted to talk about the same area you just talked about actually, and sort of talk about why this may produce a tornado sooner than some of the convection to the north. So if you're taking a look at this on radar, we can see a lot of these little beans trying to embed themselves in the line. This is actually some new convection that we're seeing pop up. We have seen in the past where we see these new beans pop up and they actually manage
just out of curiosity, when are you coming back to your stream of mine? Really
stronger rotation.
I don't know, I haven't been seeing your live streams on my notifications lately.
Over quality in terms of the convection going
I actually don't know why.
But probably something closer down to where we have the storm kind of making an
angle.
Something will manage to root and produce a tornado at some point in time. So that's a little bit more of a focused look on this area near Walnut Springs of what could happen in order to produce a tornado.
Riley for the update. So once again, that is an area that we'll be keeping an eye on for the next half hour. Keep in mind, I've already kind of alluded to this, but this is not a very fast-moving line of thunderstorms. So again, Fort Worth, you guys are still probably about 20-30 minutes until the worst of it actually hits you. But obviously, stay weather aware before that, because we are keeping an eye on the evolving situation here that some of these storms could try to intensify as they move into Fort Worth, the Dallas area, Denton, and even McKinney. So again, over 8 million people are in this risk. If you have any friends or family in the DFW area, give them a heads up. Just, give them a call, give them a text. You can also share the stream with them. Again, we'll be
Radar
live here
glitch.
for at least the next hour or two as this line of thunderstorms pushes through the DFW area. And again, tornado risk is not 0 by any means. We do have a 5% tornado risk that is currently in place. Thank you, Alejandro, for becoming a member, and Ashley for the super chat. From in Flower Mound, Texas. I used to live near Flower Mound. I am very familiar with the DFW area, which is another reason why we often go live for DFW threats. This is an area that I am very familiar with. We've covered North Texas unlike any other. We go live literally for almost any North Texas event that
I
has any
understand, bro.
look at being
But I'm
significant,
gonna tag
and
you in
this
a
one definitely
post.
does.
Yeah.
This is also
If I'm not
John
busy, then
McKinney.
I'll
He's
join
actually
you.
coming up on the storm right now west of Denton. So let's go over to John McKinney. This is a live shot from him. He's actually located on Route 380. You can see his location on the bottom right of your screen. He's actually going up towards the one near Decatur, which has been trying to spin a little bit. The terminal radar site has shown at least very broad rotation. Not much, but it's been trying. It might just be a little bit outflow dominant right now. There's also a decent amount of rain cooler out in front of it, so it's been struggling a little bit, but
I do see that.
that's what it looks like out there right now. It is pitch black, so it's gonna be hard to really see anything, but we've had some occasional lightning strikes.
How's life going?
He's only about
Life's
7
going
miles
good.
away from this leading edge of the line, so he's coming up on it right now. And then back over to, this is Nick Gorman.
God,
He's
tired.
located
What is
back
it, storm
over
surge?
near
Nope.
Weatherford right now. He's east
High
of
surf
Weatherford.
advisory. All right.
Plenty of road construction. Anybody in the DFW area have to drive through road construction every day? Got some road construction over here. I don't know what road this is, but this is pretty close to the Willow Park area, I believe. Thank you, Amanda, for the $10 super chat. By the way, we are working on getting locations for every chaser on the screen. That will hopefully be something with the new overlays that we're making here soon. Everywhere, all the time. Construction everywhere. North Texas is a rapidly growing area, so it's really not that surprising. There's plenty of construction there, though. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Edwards County, Texas.
Where is
That
that?
is, I believe, very far south of southern Texas. This is west of Kerrville. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds going towards Rock Springs. Back over near Killeen, Texas. Again, severe thunderstorm is coming your way very soon. These are very contaminated. If you're looking at Velocity's radar on the any radar app, including Radar Omega, they're going to look really contaminated. That is because they just are. They are not really looking very bright. This is not rotation. That is just damaging winds right now. That is going to be moving towards Killeen, Texas. There is a low chance, though, that we could see a tornado come out of one of these storms at some point down the road. This is a live shot right now from Killeen, Texas, and it is pretty windy out there right now. This is not even the line of storms yet. This is just out in front of the line. You can see the flags there at the bottom of your screen. They are definitely gusting quite a bit. I mean, these are easily 20 to 30 mile-per-hour wind gusts. There's been a decent amount of lightning as well.
I just wanted you to see how much
But once again, that is
I
just
believe
outside
you.
of Killeen, Texas. The
Yes,
wind
I
speeds
would
have
be
been measured
really
up to
proud
about
of you.
20 miles per hour. So decent clip of wind right now
Holy
going
radar
through
glitch.
Killeen, and that is well ahead
Minus
of our line of thunderstorms.
134.2 miles per hour.
Thank you, MP, for the super chat. How do you
Minus
feel about the development of the
130
MCS
or
into San Antonio tonight? I think the wind will
135.3
be the
miles per
greatest
hour.
concern still, but we can still see an
The
isolated
radar
tornado or
glitch,
two
holy
spin
crap.
up in that line. Thank you, Alejandro, for the Venmo donation as well for the storm coverage in DFW. I appreciate
tired.
that. By the way, we no longer have any severe warning for the Sherman, Texas area. There was a tornado possible label on this storm. It is now merged into a big cluster. The biggest concern right now back over near the Red River, including Grayson and Cook counties, will be the risk of flash flooding. So this entire green polygon, we already have a flash flood warning in effect, but this rain is just going to keep stacking on top of it itself, and we're just going to keep seeing several inches of rainfall for at least the next 3 to 4 hours as this continues to just basically stall here in far northern North Texas. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, I'm looking at this area to the north of Weatherford, specifically right here. So it is gone in the latest radar scan, but there's a lot of storm interactions going on here. And actually, if we go back one radar scan, we can see a little bit of a tighter couplet. This is something that I could see coming back maybe a little bit stronger. There's a lot of new convection popping up here, as well as in the existing line making it there. So there could be a quick spin
You
up
should
tornado
sleep,
that we
bro.
might not
Yes,
even
I'll
see on
probably sleep
radar.
in a
The
little
radar's
bit.
only updating every 5 minutes again. A tornado might occur quicker than that. So for we're off to the northeast of Weatherford. There's not a tornado warning right now, but I still would be taking shelter because there could be a quick spin-up tornado in between radar scans, and we would not have a chance to warn that at the National Weather Service before that tornado has already done damage.
All right, listen to Riley.
Riley for the update. Yeah, 100%. Riley's on the nose with that one. This is definitely something that likely just dropped a tornado. Obviously, the radar is only updating every 5 minutes, but that is a small little storm interaction that happened near Wright, Texas, and that is likely a small little occluding tornado. It probably wasn't very strong, but I would have to assume that we at least had some sort of weak tornado there just outside of Weatherford near Wright. There's only a few little communities outside of Weatherford, but there are people that live here. I mean, again, all of North Texas is very populated, so even if we were to get a brief tornado like that, it can definitely cause damage and obviously impact lives. So keep in mind that yes, we could see a tornado literally go unwarned with this environment. We are seeing quite the situation evolve here where we have so many different storms that are right now merging all together here. We got lots of different storms, and when that happens, we can sometimes get these little kick-up tornadoes, little spin-ups. So that is definitely a concern here over the next hour as these storms continue.
I think it was like 2 to 3 years ago.
Into DFW. That is a massive
Holy,
severe
that is
thunderstorm warning.
a
That was
gigantic
just
severe
issued. This
thunderstorm
includes
warning
Tarrant
for
County, Hill County, and
Fort
Johnson
Worth,
counties.
the whole
That'll
county
be for
of
60
Fort
mile
Worth,
per hour damaging winds. This
Cleburne,
severe thunderstorm warning includes 2.3 million people.
Joshua, Godly,
One of the more populated severe
Alvarado,
thunderstorm warnings that you'll really ever get outside of like New York City and even Chicago. But if you are in Fort Worth, Cleburne,
Whitney,
or back
Hillsboro,
over
Blum.
towards Hillsboro, Texas, get ready for 60 mile per hour damaging winds. There is still a possibility for an isolated tornado. As we just alluded to, we just had a brief tornado. We think northeast of
Get
Weatherford.
ready for some high winds,
99% sure that was a tornado. We could see another one trying to drop here as this line continues to push into the DFW.
And everyone in Dallas,
I'm still keeping an eye out on this storm west of Denton as well. This is not very organized, but it is beginning. It's at least starting to organize more. That'll be moving into Denton, Texas, also going towards Corinth and Frisco. Low-end tornado potential, mostly a wind threat for the time being. That is currently pushing towards McKinney. Very slowly. Hey,
it was not 1 year ago.
It
was like,
Randy for the $10
trust me, it was 2
super
to 3. I remember, I think.
North of Austin.
2022
the biggest
is when we
concern,
met.
low-end tornado potential. I'm not seeing really much in the way of anything tornadic right now back over near Killeen, but we are going to have to keep an eye on this right here going towards Gatesville. At least a low-end tornado potential. Also going in the direction of Waco. We just got a new radar scan, and the latest scan not really showing a whole lot of rotation anymore near Willow Park. This little surge of wind here, just to the west of Benbrook, needs to be watched closely, too. That'll be heading towards the southwest side of Fort Worth. Might have a low-end tornado potential here in a little bit. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, just got a new flash flood warning
I don't know
in
if it
Wise
was
County
before
in
the New Year.
Texas. I do want to point out that this is an observed flash flood warning. Emergency managers are reporting road flooding in the area. 2 to 3 inches of rain had already fallen. We're going to get another 1 to 3 in the area. Could see snow localized totals around 6 inches. There is convection that's stalled over this area, so unfortunately I do think the flash flooding threat here is only going to get worse. We're probably looking at a considerable flash flood warning sometime in the next 30 minutes to an hour from now. So if you're in Decatur, Texas, please seek higher ground and don't drive through any floodwaters. They're going to be rapidly moving, and stay away.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. So again, more flash flood warnings are in effect. We now have a connecting line here of flash flood warnings that go from Wise County or Parker County all the way back up into Grayson County. So it's a pretty elongated area here of flash flood warnings. And obviously, a lot of rain's going to fall over the next few hours. Flash flood emergency, somebody just mentioned in the chat. I would say it's not very likely, but we cannot rule it out, especially if we get stalling storms, which we've seen the rain, again, really slow down here as it moves into DFW. And there's a lot of convection that has just bursted up. So we're going to continue to see a lot of rainfall. At the bare minimum, there will at least be some considerable flooding. A flash flood emergency, though, may or may not happen. That's just kind of hard to predict. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning west of Fort Worth. That is near Springtown, and also just to the south here of Decatur. That'll be for 60 mile per hour damaging winds. I do want to point out that we have this discrete storm that is now merging with our line. I am starting to see at least some signs that at least the RFD surge, so our winds that are surging towards DFW, are starting to kind of wrap a little bit with some inflow. And if we start to see this kind of cluster all merge into one line, I do think there will be a slightly higher tornado potential going into the DFW area. So I mean, we're not seeing any signs right now of an imminent tornado threat, but there's definitely some organization trying to happen. And once all these storms just merge into one big line, we should at least start to see a slightly higher tornado risk take place. Which, again, the tornado window right now, at least the greatest tornado threat for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, really anywhere in North Texas, is between now and about 10:30. So we have about 2 hours or so for the greatest tornado threat. And then further down to the south, near like Killeen, for example, I mean, the threat's going to be going for the next several hours. There's not really a specific peak time I have down here for Waco, back through, you know, San Antonio and Kerrville, since this line is just going to be kind of, it's going to be making its way through this area over the next several hours. I don't really have a peak threat here. I think it'll just be kind of hit or miss when it comes to any sort of tornado risk. I think it'll be mainly a wind threat down here. Back over near Killeen, Round Rock, and going towards Austin. Yes, Gainesville is in a severe thunderstorm watch. There's no tornado watch, though, currently. We should have a new radar scan in just about a minute. Again, the radar is only updating every 5 minutes again. It should be every 2 or 3 minutes, but for right now, it is only every 5 minutes. Thank you, Toxic, for the $10 super chat. Sherman, Texas, you guys are fine when it comes to severe weather right now, but flooding is going to become a big concern, I think, over the next few hours. So be ready for a more significant flooding threat to evolve. No flash flood warning for Sherman yet, but that'll probably get added once the rain really starts to come down there.
Yeah, I don't know where Gama went.
Thank you also, Caroline, for the super chat.
He hasn't been
Mansfield
posting.
timing. Mansfield, you guys will probably get hit by the line in about 35-40 minutes. This line of thunderstorms is pushing east at about 30 miles per hour. It's really not that fast. If we put a little timing guide on this thing.
The National Weather Service of Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Johnson County, North Central Texas, Tarrant County, North Central Texas, Hill County, and Central Texas, until 9:30 p.m. At 8:21 p.m., severe thunderstorm is located along a line extending from near Azle to near Meridian, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 mile per hour winds. Source: radar indicated. Impact: expect damage to roofs, sidings, and trees. This severe thunderstorm will be near Fort Worth, Benbrook, White Settlement, Azle, Briar, Eagle Mountain, Beacon Acres, Pelican Bay, Godley, Cleburne State Park around 8:25 p.m. Alright, yeah, I'm not doing it. I know, but wait, I forgot. I heard it from the other night, I think. Nice. Ooh.
So a tornado risk is increasing right now, again heading towards Benbrook, Texas, just southwest of Fort Worth. If you are in the DFW area and you have any friends or family here, share the stream with them, get the word out there. Again, we are providing commercial free coverage here on YouTube. But again,
94 mile per hour winds. Holy crap.
Velocities are also super high. I mean, this is, again, destructive winds right now northeast of Granbury. Unfortunately, the radar is not in sales mode, which means that we are not getting radar scans every, like, 2 minutes. This is coming in every 5 minutes, which is brutal, because this could literally have already dropped. It could drop at any moment. So hopefully the radar starts to go back to a faster radar pace here, because this is very slow. We do have some terminal radar sites, but they're a little bit distant from that storm to really get any good grasp on the rotation there. Radar site in Abilene, Texas is also too far to the west. But yeah, again, this is definitely rotating right now. It's going towards Benbrook.
Ooh, rotating. Where?
But actively no tornado warning, but I would be seeking shelter if you're southwest of Benbrook near Lake Shore States. At least out of precaution. I mean, again, we got a hook echo, and we have a very strong area of winds right now. In areas just northeast of Granbury, Texas. This will be moving into extreme southwestern Tarrant County and extreme northwestern Johnson counties here over the next 5 minutes.
Look at that.
But again, this right here is pretty concerning. I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why the radar's not updating every like 2 or 3 minutes, but hopefully it updates faster. This is back over to John McKinney. He's currently located just to the west of Denton. This was a storm that is trying to ramp up. You can see a little hook shape on it. But yeah, right now the National Weather Service here at Fort Worth has it at all 14 tilts, which means it's picking up on all 14 tilts. It's basically scanning every part of the atmosphere, which is not necessary for an event like this.
I'm gonna get scanning really it should only be scanning a few tilts,
which is why it's taking 5
get
minutes
some medicine,
to
bro.
update the low-level radar.
Get some rest.
For those that are wondering. This person just say they were watching me? On John McKinney's stream? I don't know if I heard that right.
Where I was, didn't you?
Do you care for the $10 super chat?
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, thank you. My son is also a storm chaser, Freddie McKinney. Yeah, but he's way south and he's gonna spend the night down.
Is that right?
Where I was, didn't you?
This person just say they were watching me? Every part of the atmosphere, which is not necessary for an event like this. It should be scanning really every it should only be scanning a few tilts, which is why it's taking 5 minutes to update the low-level radar. For those that are wondering.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This person just say storm.
All right.
Currently located near Willow Park.
I choose water. Alright, water, I mean, it does help a little bit, but not as much as medicine.
Also, Michael for the $10 super chat. Always learn from your coverage about the weather. Thanks for your knowledge. No problem at all. So again, Nick Gorman is pretty close to this storm that is rotating just southwest of Fort Worth. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, I was just going to point this out to anyone who's watching Radar Omega. So we actually just started our next tilt of radar, but if you look at this feature down here on the bottom bar, this is what we're looking at right here, where it says 0.5 degrees. That means we're scanning at the tilt of 0.5 degrees. That has to go all the way up to 19.4. That's 14 different tilts that it has to scan before it goes back to 0.5. But whenever we see that 0.5, that is when we're getting the lowest level of reflectivity and velocity. So that's what we're looking for to update to actually see and know anything about what the storm's doing.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley. Yeah, that is one key thing to point out. Again, it is going right now. The radar mode that the National Weather Service has us in is literally picking up on all 14 tilts, which again is not necessary. We really just need it on sales mode, which is only the first few tilts of the atmosphere, which is really what we need here. New radar scan has just come in. Latest velocity scan is showing extremely dangerous winds right now, heading towards Benbrook. I really wouldn't be surprised if we got a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for this. I mean, the velocities right now located north of Cresson are 95 miles per hour.
Yeah, 94.
We are talking about destructive winds heading in the direction of
94,
Lakeshore Estates, Plover,
90.
Benbrook, Forest Hill, and Rendon.
So, if you guys are in the
I
path
want to
of
give you guys
this,
heads up. Again, if you're in Tarrant County, if you're in Dallas
Scott,
County, even
Wheeling,
Benton County,
Boss,
or
Plover,
anywhere near McKinney,
Crescent,
you know, make sure to bring any sort of loose line items in. If you got plants, bring those in.
Very destructive winds.
Again, we could see some really significant wind damage here, especially on the southwest side of DFW here over the next few minutes. There is still some broad rotation as well, located just south of Aledo. That'll be also coming up towards Benbrook here shortly.
Greetings.
We also have a little
Hello,
bit of
the green
rotation
brick of
developing
wisdom.
near Morgan, Texas. Got a little hook
How are
right here
you?
going towards Blum and Hillsboro. So definitely not ruling out a tornado potential there. But yeah, this is pretty concerning right now. Looks like John McKinney might have some sort of little wall cloud. This is back over to the west of Denton. Look closely. We got some lightning.
Some broad rotation.
Look right there in the middle. There's something lower right there. This is just west of Denton, Texas. Rotation up here is very weak, but it has a little hook. At least some scud there. So maybe some scary looking clouds. It's hard to tell at nighttime here, but that's just to the west of Denton, Texas. He's located just outside of Crum, just southwest of Crum. You can also watch John McKinney inside of the Radar Omega app with the top link in the description below. Another thing I just noticed on radar, just southwest of Benbrook near Godley, we got a little couplet there as well. So we may even have a brief tornado moving towards Burleson right now. Again, the radar's not updating frequently enough for us to really tell if this is dropped, but there is at least some rotation right now located over near Cresson, heading in the direction of Burleson. That is moving east-northeast at about approximately 30 to 35 miles per hour.
Wouldn't be surprised if they actually tornado warned this
So again,
storm.
you're back over here just to the southwest of Benbrook. We have extremely dangerous winds heading towards Benbrook and also going towards Fort Worth. The wind threat is as high as 90 miles per hour. I would expect that we'll see a destructive severe thunderstorm warning here at any moment heading towards Burleson. Is anybody currently located near Benbrook in the chat? Anybody near Benbrook or Lakeshore Estates? Our power outages, by the way, are possible at this line. How high these winds are. We're probably going to at least see some power outages. We'll have a new radar scan probably in about a minute.
Oh
Just got
my
an
god,
update.
Mr.
The
Nerd.
severe thunderstorm warning
Which reminds
for
me, I
Glen,
wonder whether Ryan Hall is
Rose,
streaming.
Somerville, and Boss counties is
I don't
still
know
for
if he
60
is.
mile per hour winds.
Max is, I'll tell
Thanks,
you
Shane,
that.
for becoming a member, and Michael for the $10 super chat.
There's still some very destructive high
In
ass
Benbrook,
winds
we've
over
lost
here.
power just a little bit.
94,
Appreciate the update.
90 to like
Back
90
over
to
to John
94
McKinney. Still has
miles,
some
90
suspicious
to
clouds
95
here just
miles
west
per
of
hour.
Denton.
Let's check this hook. There are some broad rotation right there.
So this is just west of Denton, Texas, near Crum. This is also Nick Gorman. He's coming up near that area of high winds.
Very weak
Just southwest
rotation.
of Fort Worth.
87 knots and greater on the highway. The wind speeds are insane. Yes, I know. It's around 90, 95 miles per hour.
Wow, look at that cloud of ground lightning there on the right. Jeez.
Alright, one are
It's a
they
big
up?
cloud of ground lightning right now.
One is the next radar scan, bro. Doppler radar has been tweaking. Oh my god. Okay, winds had weakened.
Got a new radar scan coming in right now.
The winds did have weakened, but still pretty strong.
Back over to live radar. Look at the
It's around
lightning in
80 miles per
DeSoto.
hour.
The bottom left of your screen, that was crazy. All right, new radar
I see
scan.
a potential signature.
Again,
Where?
unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. This radar really should not be updating every 5 minutes.
Like
They
the
have it in the wrong
re-signature?
mode still. It's not the time to have this radar updating every 5 minutes.
Alright, I don't see anything.
Latest scan, not seeing any rotation now near Godley. We still have rotation right now located west of Benbrook. We have a large area of 70+ mile per hour winds now moving towards Benbrook, Texas. This is going to be coming up on Fort Worth here over the next few minutes. Again,
Yeah,
not
Max.
seeing any active tornadoes at this point, but again, we
Max
still have
says
an area of
there's
rotation, a
very
couple
weak
actually,
rotation.
just to the west of Benbrook. This is all near 1187 Road.
Maniac
We'll be
and
tracking
garbage
towards
guy,
Forest Hill and
may I
Fort
ask
Worth
you
over
guys
the next 10 to
something?
15 minutes.
Yes.
Again, there is still a possibility for a tornado as this line continues to push to the east. Further down to the south, south of Cleburne, very broad rotation now going towards Blum and Hillsboro. And then back over to the west of Killeen, Texas, we got an intense line of thunderstorms that'll be moving towards Killeen and moving into Gatesville and Waco here over the next 15 to 20 minutes. This is a live shot currently from Killeen, Texas on one of the Radar Omega Cyclone ports. And you can see it's pretty gusty out there. We got some gusty winds. Flags are moving quite a bit. A little bit of lightning as well to go along with that.
Just use these super Doppler capabilities.
So again, get ready
I
if
know,
you're
right?
back over and clean for around 60 mile per hour damaging winds. And all the storms back over in southwestern Texas, mostly just 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail. No imminent tornado risk with those right now. Let's go back over to DFW. Will Plano be okay? I think Plano might see some severe weather here soon. Definitely not off the table.
How come you guys don't stay
Looking at
young?
some of the terminal radar sites to
age-wise?
see if we have any
What?
other localized areas of
What do you mean
rotation.
about that?
I'd be watching this up here, back over to the northwest of Fort Worth. We have a little bit of convection out in front of our line, but if this can all get a little bit more organized and this convection moves out of the way, we could even see this area of storm activity start to rotate going towards Irving. It's a bit more of a long-term risk, but it is something that after this rain kind of lifts to the north and merges into our line, we may see a little bit of a tornado risk try to develop there. There's still some very weak rotation west of Denton. Again, not very concerned about that right now, but just something to point out. Thank you, Sally, for becoming a maximum velocity member. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the velocities. My son is at UNT in Denton. You guys should be fine up there. Just stay weather aware. Again, we got storms moving in there over the next 20 minutes. So something could always squeeze out here over the next 20 minutes or so.
Did he mention this as a cute?
Thank you, Rice, for the super chat. Has weather for looking for the rest of the night. Just a lot of rain. A lot of rainfall.
KLCS tornado?
I'm not expecting much in the
I
way
mean, he
of
said there's a
tornado risk,
possibility that
as the storms have already kind of passed you.
there could be a KLCS tornado.
We'll have another radar scan hopefully within the next minute or two. Again, we
A
still have
tornado
rotation right
embedded
now
in the
moving
line
towards
of
Benbrook,
storms.
Texas, going towards Fort Worth and Arlington. Bedford is also going to be in the path of this. As a reminder, there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for North Texas that goes until 12 o'clock tonight. This is pretty interesting. This is from Falcon Storm Chasing back over in Ponder, Texas. This is actually the storm that John McKinney is nearby right now. The reason why I'm showing you this is because he didn't note this, but there is a very low cloud base here. So if we were to start to get a little bit more
Especially
low-level wind shear here, we could see a tornado.
yeah, you're right.
With how low the clouds are. So pretty low cloud base here. It would be hard for a tornado to
No, I'm
occur with
kidding.
this line as it continues to push to the east.
There's some fairly strong winds here.
It's also another good view. Actually, this is a video from Falcon Storm Chasing. He's on Twitter. You can check him out. This is another video just moments ago back over near Ponder. You can see the low clouds again right there in the middle. And a good amount of lightning here. If you guys have any photos or videos, you can have me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. You can also send it to us on Facebook at MaxVelocityWX. You can follow us on both of those pages. Thank you, Frisbee, for the $10 super chat. Gainesville, Texas, I'd be mostly concerned about the wind threats, but I think at this point, you guys are mostly looking at flooding. The severe weather is mostly moving out. I think it'll be mostly a flooding risk there.
I'm so stoked about this.
They also Ali for the super chat, also Amy for becoming a member.
2% tornado risk. So it's kind of crazy. I'll just get like freaking 20 tornadoes out of this, and like none over here.
Let's go back over to John McKinney for the time being. We do have a new radar scan coming in right now, so we'll go to that in a second. This is John McKinney. He's now coming up into Denton again. He's actually moving eastbound.
How good though? It's all good.
Moving into Denton,
It's good
Texas.
that you guys are growing up, becoming strong and braver.
Also, you might wonder why it's so bright over there to the right in the
Yes,
middle.
it
That's
is.
because of all the light pollution in North Texas.
Even I could see it.
A little fun fact. Plenty of light pollution there.
Probably gonna cancel this severe thunderstorm watch right here.
Hey, Sunflower from becoming a member.
I didn't realize some watches,
We'll go
right,
back
they
to
get
him in a
canceled
moment, but that's
before
back over in Denton, Texas.
their expiration.
New radar scan has just come in. Again, I'm pretty concerned right now about these storms that are just southwest of Fort Worth. Once again, we do have a big surge of wind that is moving into Benbrook right now. This is definitely over 60-mile-per-hour winds. I would expect, again, 70-plus-mile-per-hour winds to move right into Benbrook here over the next 5 to 10 minutes. But on top of that, we still have enough of a surge here and enough of an inflow for there to be a potential for a tornado. So keep a very close eye, again, on this area back over here near Burleson to make it a little bit.
That's wrong, Mr. Nerd.
Where this tornado threat is going to probably be for the next 30 minutes or so as this line continues to push east. So basically just north of Cleburne, back over in Burleson,
Severe
going
thunderstorm
towards
warning in
Dallas,
effect
Fort
until
Worth as well
9:30
will be the
p.m.
path of this. Bottom left of your screen is a live shot in DeSoto, Texas, which is located right here. So we'll have a pretty good view of this line as it moves to the east.
They probably think there are tornadoes in
Oasis
Narnia.
also for the super
Oh,
chat.
there's
Any
not.
updates
I
for
don't know what that
Arlington?
is,
Get
but
ready for high winds and a low tornado risk.
there shouldn't be any
Biggest
tornadoes
concern will be
anywhere.
the damaging wind threat coming up into your area right now.
The greatest
Across the
potential
board, again, I'm
is
mostly
Texas.
concerned about the line moving into Fort Worth. They have just gone ahead and upgraded the severe thunderstorm warning for Dallas-Fort Worth, including Johnson, Tarrant, and Hill counties. It's this massive warning here that is upgraded to 65-mile-per-hour winds. Riley has an update. Go
May you
ahead,
please
Riley.
speak English?
Hey,
I mean,
Max,
I am speaking
looking
English.
at this area south of Benbrook, just like
If you
were,
can't
one thing I want to
hear-
point out is our radar times are actually desynced. This is at 8:41 p.m. and 56 seconds over here on the reflectivity side, and this is 8:42 and 14 seconds on the velocity side. So that's why we have a little bit of a difference in placement if you put these side by side, but this is what it's going to look like as a new inflow notch tries to form right here. Keep an eye mostly on velocities. We're looking for the placement of where this tornado would be. That is what's updating later as of right now. So that's why this is further off to the east, but that is where a tornado would form.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. So yeah, that is a good thing to point out here. Again, the radars are a little desynced right now. But once again, we do have a legit threat, again, for an isolated spin-up tornado or two. We may have already had a couple of tornadoes, once again, back off to the west of Fort Worth. But once again, the radar is only updating every 5 minutes right now, which is pretty frustrating because we cannot really give you an idea of, within a minute or two, of what's actually happening on radar. Into a different mode. It's going through 14 tilts instead of 4. So it's basically scanning the entire atmosphere when it basically doesn't have to. So that is the reason why we currently are only getting radar scans, again, every 5 minutes or so. Thank you, Lori, for the $20 super chat. Also, thank you, Derek, for the, or Dank for the $5 super chat, and Garrett
was
for
telling
the super
jokes.
chat. Denison,
It's
Texas,
fine.
the biggest concern will be
care.
flooding. I think the risk of severe weather is not super high. We are starting to see a little bit more organization and a
Surprised
little
they
bit of a
didn't
cluster now just to the west of Sherman.
Surprised they didn't put
Biggest
80
concern
mile per hour
will be
wind.
damaging winds if that were to become severe. Thank you, Nate, for becoming a member, and also Bren for the super chat.
The 0.5
Lake Worth.
elevation takes a lot of time to update. Yeah,
There's
but
Lake Worth right here. I think the biggest concern will be 60-mile-per-hour winds, which is going to move
60,
through over the next
70.
few minutes.
All right. It's your turn to tell me to relax, no
Do we have a
jokes.
location
Now
on
you're
Nick right now?
fine.
All right, we do. All right, so Nick Gorman,
Flights are going
his
as fast
location
as
just
possible
updated.
right
He's
now.
currently located in Fort Worth. He's on the west side of Fort Worth. This is a live shot.
Where is this
from
guy going?
him. He's currently pulled over, but this
I
is
think
right
he
on the
gave
west
up.
side of Fort Worth near White Settlement. So we should at least see some 60-mile-per-hour winds here. The worst of the winds will just be down to his south, and that is also where the tornado risk is. But might be positioned south. I don't really know for sure. But this is just outside of Fort Worth here, White Settlement, which is
6-7.
This will basically be what this is basically what we're about to see is going to be probably some of the worst winds for the White Settlement area. Also, we do have a new radar scan coming in right now, so we'll have that in just a moment.
Alrighty. Winds are still strong.
Hey, Toxic, for the $20 super chat, just thank you for
Why
always
does not go
easing my
too far
anxiety.
on the joke?
Appreciate that.
Something.
Like, no.
I
Hey,
should
also
add
Zach
to
for the
be your
$10 super
turn.
chat.
Tell me. Alright.
Yes, North
All
Lake
right.
and as well as Argyle. You guys will be seeing storms here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Nothing severe, though, right now. All right, latest scan just came in. And again, we still have some strong rotation. We are actually starting to see multiple areas of rotation, all up and down near Benbrook. There's a little couplet just south of Benbrook, and then we have another area of rotation just to the south of that, and another
Yeah,
little
that's
one
actually
near
crazy.
Primrose. So, I mean, legitimately, any of these could try to produce a tornado here, and it might be a brief one, but a tornado is a tornado. So, again, if you're anywhere in this area, back over near Forest Hill, Benbrook, I would still be seeking shelter. At the bare minimum, we have damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour as a possibility with this line as it continues to push to the east.
Right here.
Velocities on radar are currently measuring upwards of 80-mile-per-hour winds still. So, very intense line of thunderstorms moving through the south side of Fort Worth. A little bit further to the north, we also have a little area of higher winds northwest of White Settlement. So a little bit of a damaging wind threat increasing there, heading towards Bedford. Then back up in Denton, Texas, we do not have anything right now in the way of severe weather, but gusty
Yeah,
winds
you definitely have
and
improved
plenty
a
of
lot
lightning
since
are
I met
coming.
you.
We also have a flood report
I
coming
could
out of
tell, too.
Decatur, Texas. Emergency Management is reporting a water rescue completed near Prescott Road and FM 51. So we already have at least one water rescue tonight.
A water rescue.
We also have another area of rotation southwest of Burleson. So that's something else to watch for. It's not very strong, but there's another little bit of rotation there. We basically have 4 areas of rotation. 3 of them are just in the same area. Thank you, Monkey, for becoming a member.
Monkey. Alright.
And back over to the west of Killeen, Texas, the severe thunderstorm warning for Lampasas will expire in 10 minutes. Not seeing anything again in the way of tornadoes right now for the Killeen area. But if you are in Killeen, Gatesville, Temple, or Waco, get ready for at least gusty winds. There is a possibility for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour as that line moves east with a low tornado potential. Thank you, Caden, for the super chat. What's going on in Gatesville? Gatesville will be mainly a wind threat. Not expecting much in the way of tornadoes there. All right, we'll have another radar scan in hopefully a moment. But again, definitely getting a little bit more concerning here on the south side of DFW. This is a live shot from Nick Gorman. He's currently storm chasing here in Fort Worth. This is located in the White Settlement area. So this is just to the west of Fort Worth. This is not far from where that area of rotation is.
There's no TC56 library. I guess I'm gonna live stream this. Alright.
Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, may potentially have a tornado here just south of Benbrook.
Where?
It's very, very small if it is one. However, there is an area where there is a potential CC drop. There is reflectivity there.
Okay,
And we
so
also
it looks like we might have a tornado on the ground.
CDR drop. This is just on the
Let's
leading edge of the
check.
storm, and this looks like what could potentially be a inflow jet and a little couplet here. So I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say that this is a tornado on the ground south of Benbrook, heading off to the east.
Right here. There's a.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update.
might be a
So there
tornado
may
on the
be a
ground.
Tornado right now in progress. Again, it is not likely going to be on the ground for very long because of the nature of these storms, but there could be a tornado again embedded in this cluster right now near Benbrook that is heading in the direction of Arlington, just south of Arlington, also just north of Burleson, going towards Rendon and Mansfield, and also just kind of tracking basically parallel to I-20 here. So again, if you are in the southern parts of Tarrant County here, I would be seeking shelter. There could be, again, a tornado in progress Moving to the east, we do not know that for sure, but we think there is one. The radar, unfortunately, is not updating very fast. It's only updating every 5 minutes. There's nothing I can do about that. That is just the National Weather Service radar is only updating that fast. With all that said, though, we have enough evidence here that there's probably at least some sort of tornadic activity here, whether there is a wall cloud or even possibly a tornado. Again, there may be a small CC drop here back over near Primrose, and that is currently tracking to Moseley. We'll have another radar scan within the next 30 seconds, but unfortunately, it's only updating every 5 minutes here. Thank you, Kelly, on for the $10 super chat. I don't expect much of a tornado threat near Durant. All right, new radar scan just came in. We'll check it out here.
I see it. All right.
Thank you also, Tom, for the $20 super chat. Appreciate the generosity. How does San Antonio tornado outlook after midnight? I think it'll be mainly a wind threat. The tornado risk down there should be pretty low.
That looks mean.
New considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Kinney, Edwards, and Valverde counties in Texas. That is very far southwestern Texas. Riley has an update. Go ahead.
On radar, the velocity is a little bit tighter as well, and the hook is, I think that is debris fallout on radar now, just to the southeast of Benbrook. The hook looks even bigger. Velocities are not that tight, but still there. CC drop is a little bit more intense. Probably a tornado on the ground for 2 radar scans now. With the motion it's taking, it actually does have a chance to stick around for a little bit longer, and unfortunately, if it does manage to stick around, we are looking at this going right through the center of Fort Worth, Texas.
Thank you, Riley, for the update. Yeah, we need a tornado warning south of Fort Worth. There's rotation. It's pretty strong right now near Edge Cliff. This has been an evolving situation here for a while, and I think we need a tornado warning. Yeah, we got a hook echo and a pretty strong inflow, and it looks like at least some sort of debris fallout there just to the west of Edge Cliff from our initial tornado. So once again, seek shelter here. I'm just
could be a tornado on the
side
ground.
of caution. All right, I'm saying this because I
warning.
truly think there is a legit threat right now of a tornado going through Edge Cliff Village, and then going towards Forest Hill. But again, rotation's definitely intensified quite a bit. And at the bare minimum, we are talking about very strong winds going through Primrose, Moseley, and Edge Cliff Village here over the next 5 minutes. Unfortunately, again, the radar is not updating very frequently, but we do think there's a legit threat right now of a tornado heading towards Forest Hill in Arlington. So, seek shelter. Again, southern side here, Tarrant County. Hopefully we get some sort of tornado warning, or at the bare minimum, a tornado possible here, but this looks pretty close to imminent. That's pretty strong rotation, though. And this is a very populated area. We are talking about well over 1 million people that are in Tarrant County, and this is one of the more populated parts of Tarrant County.
I'm still here, by the way.
Thank you, Abby, for the super chat.
You can
This
stay
is
here.
a live shot right now from
Nothing much to
Nick
see.
Gorman. He is currently
Unless they issue a tornado warning
where
on this
this
storm.
tornado would be. We cannot see almost anything right now. The visibility is very low.
There are some
He's
pretty
also
strong
in low
rotation.
connection, but the winds are really ramping up here. This is on the south side of Fort
Debris
Worth, near
signature.
where the strongest rotation is. Also has my stream on. This is currently located on the south side of Fort Worth.
Expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees.
But yeah, once again, there needs, in my opinion, at the bare minimum, we should have our radar updating way faster. This is very frustrating.
Saginaw, Crowley, Forest Hill, and Richland Hills around 8:50
Hey, Matthew, for Super Chat.
Central Daylight Time. Arlington.
But once again, if you are in Edge
Hey,
Cliff
Brandon,
Village,
what time
if you're in Forest
you wake
Hill,
up tomorrow?
near Arlington, you
I
guys
don't know.
should be going to your safe place in case a tornado does drop here.
Mansfield.
There should be a tornado warning on this, actually.
I really do not understand how we don't have a tornado warning here.
Daylight Time.
That's what he said.
Grapevine. Venus.
By the way, Riley also agrees we should have a tornado warning. There should be a tornado warning for this storm, just south of Fort Worth.
Hillsborough, Itasca, and DFW.
I mean, there just needs to be one here.
9:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
And we have a very strong area of convergence that's now going to be probably over Edge Cliff Village here, and then going to Forest Hill.
Produce brief tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage.
Fortunately, radar again is not updating very frequently, but we have enough reason to believe that is the case here. Winds are picking up where Nick Gorman is.
Prompted, the warning has moved out of the area. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire.
If you have any friends or
A
family
severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time for north central Texas.
we don't know that for sure, but there could be one.
The severe thunderstorm warning for Somerville, northern Bosque, and eastern Hood counties will expire at 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The storms which prompted the
Next
warning
radar
have
scan
moved
will
out
be
of the
within the
area.
next 30 seconds.
Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. However, gusty winds and heavy rain are still possible with these thunderstorms. A severe thunderstorm watch remains
Holy
in effect
hook.
until midnight Central Daylight Time for Central and North Central
Okay.
Texas.
Look at that hook.
The
It's just
National Weather
Such a
Service
highly
in Fort
populated
Worth
area,
has
the radar
issued
is
a
only up
Okay.
flood
for
warning
5
for
minutes. Here comes the
Parker
radar scan.
County in North
that's
Central Texas.
some pretty strong
Again, this is
rotation.
a very
Central
concerning
Daylight
situation again
Time.
for the
At
Fort Worth
7:47
area.
That's actually pretty
Central
strong
Daylight
rotation.
Time, Doppler radar
Look at that
indicated
hook.
Is there a large
thunderstorms
tornado?
producing heavy rain across the warned area.
This is
Between
the
1 and
latest
2
scan.
inches of rain
They
have
have-
fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 2 inches
we
in
have
1
a
hour.
debris signature, so there is a
Additional
tornado in
rainfall
progress right
amounts
now.
of 3 to 4
All right,
inches
everyone.
are
Tornado
forecast.
down. We have
There
a
is
gecko
a
and
tornado
down
on the
south
ground.
of
Or
Fort Worth.
expected to begin
There's
shortly.
no tornado warning on this, and this
Hazard,
includes
flash flooding
almost
caused by
1 million
thunderstorms.
people. If you are near Forest Hill, you need to seek shelter. We got a hook gecko.
All right, everyone. There is a tornado
There is
on the
a,
ground.
a little debris signature right now over Edge
And
Cliff
underpasses
Village.
Over Edge Cliff Village.
There is very strong
Hook
rotation
Echo.
towards Forest Hill.
Very strong
If you
rotation.
are in this area near Forest Hill,
All right, they need a tornado warning on this right now.
Dalworthington Gardens, Hanley. Any of these areas, you guys got to seek shelter. I don't know how there's no tornado warning on this, but this is a very concerning storm right now that is likely producing a tornado. We got a very defined hook echo as well. Strong inflow going to the storm, going right towards Forest Hill. Again, you gotta get the word out there. If you have any friends or family here, there's no warning on this right now. Again, very populated area. At the bare minimum, we have very high winds going all around each other. It's very strong rotation at the bare minimum, but again, I would be treating this as if there is a tornado on the ground near Edge Cliff Village, near I-20, heading into Forest Hill. This is near I-35 westbound as well. They'll be crossing that area over the next minute or two, and then going towards Arlington, and then long term it's going towards Dallas. But again, the velocities are very strong right now on I-20.
Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen.
There's no words. I don't know how this is going
Rainfall
still.
amounts of 1 to 3
We've been
inches are
talking about this
forecast.
for well over 20, 25 minutes now. There's been plenty of signs.
All right.
90-mile-per-hour
They
winds
need a
happening
tornado
this
warning on
morning.
this.
There's no upgrade to a warning
That
there
hook
either,
echo, you
so,
can see it. That's
Emergency management reported.
there should
very
be a tornado
strong
warning
rotation.
here. Again, I don't know how there isn't one, but very strong rotation right now over I-20. Likely tornado going right up into a very populated area. That is Forest Hill, 287. Back over near Vaughn Boulevard, Mitchell Boulevard on the south side of Fort Worth. This is going to be impacting the southeast side of Fort Worth here over the next few minutes. Get the word out there. Again, share the stream. Whatever you got to do to get people aware of this. I don't care if you don't share the stream. Just call and text any friends or family that are near Forest Hill, Fort Worth, Arlington, near Mansfield, Rendon. Get the word out there. I'd be seeking shelter no matter what this morning because we at least have damaging winds. But the threat of a tornado is definitely there right now.
Harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Flood watch remains in effect through Saturday
Again, a
afternoon.
very concerning situation. The radar is only updating every 5 minutes, and we also likely have a tornado again in progress right now.
Thunderstorms likely this
They need to
evening.
put a tornado warning on this.
Chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Heavy rainfall possible. Locally, heavy
Right over
rainfall
I-20.
possible this evening. Lows in the lower 60s. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain near 100%. Saturday.
Again, get the word out there if you have any friends or family here. We do
sunny.
believe there's again an unwarned tornado currently going through the south
A
side
slight
of
chance of
Fort Worth.
thunderstorms in the morning. Then a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon.
Our next radar scan
Heavy
is another
rainfall
minute or two
possible in
away,
the
so
morning.
we really don't even
Highs in the mid-70s.
know. Apparently there are tornado sirens going off in
Southwest
Forest Hill.
winds
There
5
are
to
no
10
tornado
miles an
warnings
hour.
once again, but this is
Chance of
All right,
rain.
so there are tornado
I mean,
sirens
any
going
given
off
day,
in
this is
Forest
a
Hill.
warning storm. It doesn't matter where it is.
According to
This is
Max.
literally
Time.
given for a tornado warning. I
You are
don't know how it's
listening
not
to
at least
Hold up, I need to
tornado
text my cousin real quick. He is in Fort Worth,
Weather Service.
Again,
Dallas,
this is
Fort Worth
very
area.
populated.
55. Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Johnson, Tarrant, and Hill counties. At 8:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms
Another
were
radar scan in a
located
moment. I'm
along
going
a
to drop
line
polygon
extending
just so
from
you
your
guys
house
got an
to
idea of
just
where you should be seeking
southwest of
shelter. All right,
Bloom,
any of this
moving
area,
30
all right,
miles per
I'd be
hour.
in your safe place right now.
Hazard,
If
65
you're further
miles
south
per
or
hour
north,
wind
I would, as a precaution, if you're tuning in, I would just get to your safe place, get to a storm shelter, basement, closet, bathroom, whatever that might be. Treat this as if there is a tornado warning for your area just because we have high winds in the area. But this is the corridor where the highest velocities are and also where there could be a tornado right now.
Crowley, Forest Hill,
Again, the radar, unfortunately, is only updating
There's still a
every
hook.
5 minutes
Daylight time.
at a
Velocity is
crucial
slow.
Southlake,
The latest radar
Colleyville,
scan is currently
Kennedale,
coming in as we
El
speak.
Dorado,
We'll see what the
and
velocities
Covington
look
around
like.
8:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Mansfield,
The
Euless,
terminal radar site,
Bedford,
this needs to be
and
tornado.
Aquila
I mean,
around
the terminal
9
radar
p.m.
site is
Central
showing a
Daylight
very tight
Time.
area of rotation.
Grapevine,
That right there,
Venus,
again, would
and
likely be the
Grandview around
tornado. It's just
9:05
south of
p.m.
Fort
Central
Worth.
Daylight Time.
And that is a tornado.
Grand
Guys, we
Prairie,
have
Okay,
a tornado.
that is a
on the
tornado.
ground. I am changing our overlay to tornado on the ground. This needs to be tornado warning. There is clearly a tornado in progress right now on the south side of Fort Worth. This is
Alrighty,
right now
everyone,
a
there
very
is a
populated
tornado
area.
warning on the ground,
Near
or
I-35
tornado on the
west,
ground.
just south of I-30. It is moving towards Enderville,
Very strong rotation.
Hanley, just south of Haltom City.
And a clear debris signature. There needs to be a tornado warning here.
This is
Now.
100% a tornado in progress on the south side of Fort Worth. This could be we don't know the intensity of the tornado, but this is at the bare minimum a tornado in progress. If you are in Fort Worth, you need to seek shelter. If you're in Arlington, you need to seek shelter. If you're in Forest Hill, you should be seeking shelter. I don't know how there's no tornado warning on this. We've been talking about this for 25 minutes now. There is clearly a tornado on the ground, and I mean, this is a populated area. Again, I-35, this is going to be crossing over it here over the next minute or two. This is a tornado on the ground right now. We have a clear hook gecko. Velocities are strong. There is a tornado right now in progress, and God knows how long this tornado's been on the ground. It might have been on the ground 5 minutes ago. We don't know. It's going right now. The debris signature is over Berry Street, Bennington Street. It's going to be approaching Glen Gardner and Berry Street. All right, so all those areas are probably being hit by this right now. But again, this is broad daylight. I don't know how we don't have a tornado warning. This is, I don't know if Miller Office has to jump in or something, but like, I mean, this is so populated. There's literally a tornado on the ground for over 1 million people in this area, in this county. Just a specific county, Tarrant County has over 1 million people.
Has issued a flash flood warning for Parker County in north central Texas.
This is
until 11
unbelievable.
p.m. Central Daylight Time.
This is actually crazy.
7:47
What?
p.m. Central Daylight Time.
This is the terminal radar site, by the way. The terminal radar site shows a very intense area of rotation as well. Right over the south side of Fort Worth.
Alright, they actually need to
There's no
tornado
difference
warn
between
this.
any of these radar sites. It's not just like a little glitch in the radar. This is a tornado that is on the ground going towards Arlington, Texas.
4 inches are forecast. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms.
Again, spread the word. If you got any friends or family in Tarrant County, or really anywhere in North Texas, please get the word out there. Again, there's a tornado on the ground. We still have no tornado. This is as clear as day. We got a hook gecko. I don't know how else to explain it. But again, there are over 2 million people, I'm pretty sure, in Tarrant County, if I'm not mistaken. I think the bulk of the people here are in Tarrant County. This is Nick Gorman right now, who's driving through some of the worst of it right now in the Fort Worth area. Winds are very strong. I mean, we have 70-plus mile-per-hour winds here. The warning is still for 65. There is evidently a tornado in progress again on the south side of Fort Worth. And look how strong the winds are here. This is in some of the RFD. It's kind of the outskirts of this.
When it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Wise County in north central Texas until 11:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
This is an extremely dangerous situation again for the Fort Worth area. You need to be in your safe place. We have an unwarned tornado still
reported
that is on the south side of
heavy
Fort
rain
Worth.
and flooding across the warned area. Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are forecast.
This is again unbelievable. We still have a tornado in progress on the south side of Fort Worth.
Flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source:
There's no other way to communicate this at this point, but again, if you have friends, if you have family anywhere in the Fort Worth area near Arlington, please make sure that they are getting to their safe place, getting away from windows and getting on the lowest floor possible. We still have no tornado warning for the Fort Worth area. We've been talking about this tornado for over 20 minutes now.
It is heading
At least being potentially
near the
pretty
downtown
severe. I mean,
area.
we've probably talked
Holy
about 30 now, and there is still no tornado warning on it. But the only evidence that we have now of the tornado is the debris signature.
DFW area,
Clear
yes.
on the south side of Fort Worth. That right there is a tornado as of about 4 minutes ago. The tornado now is near Hanley.
Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers
We'll
of
have another
flooding.
radar scan hopefully in the next 30 seconds.
Now let's check on your
Holy
Again,
dude.
very concerning situation. Nick Gorman, bottom right of your screen, is near where the tornado is, keeping a very close eye on him.
Saturday afternoon.
What we're actually probably going to
There's still some pretty strong rotation.
Until midnight
Here's the
tonight.
latest radar scan. We finally got another
Showers
one,
with
but I mean, again, there's still no
thunderstorms
tornado
likely
warning
this
here.
evening. Then showers with a chance of
The
thunderstorms
latest radar
after
scan still
midnight.
showing a broad area. This is
Heavy
not nearly as
rainfall
strong, but there is still a pretty decent area of
Locally, heavy
rotation
rainfall
right now
possible this
over the
evening.
southeast side of
Lows
Fort
in the lower
Worth.
60s.
Not seeing a clear
Southeast
debris
winds
signature on
5
this
to
latest
10
scan, but
miles an
notice how
hour.
our hook
No
echo
debris
is still
signature.
very
Near
large.
100%.
So that tornado, if it is still on the
Saturday,
ground, it'll be on the
mostly cloudy in the
southeast
morning,
side of
then
Fort
becoming
Worth. We're waiting
partly
for
sunny.
velocities to fully
A
update here.
chance of showers.
This right here would be where the
Slight
tornado is
chance of
located. It'll be on the
thunderstorms in the
southeast
morning,
side of Fort
then
Worth,
a chance of
approaching
thunderstorms in the
Ederville.
afternoon.
Ederville,
Heavy
Texas,
rainfall
and eventually
possible
going
in the
towards
morning.
Hearst, and also
Highs
going in
in
the
the
direction of
mid-70s.
Holy
Bedford,
crap.
Euless,
Southwest
Arlington.
winds
You
5
guys
to
are
10
all
So
miles
tracking that
there
right now. I
was
do
an unwarned
apologize, we're
tornado
not
warning.
talking about other storms,
Or
but this
unwarned
is
tornado
obviously
on the
the
ground.
most concerning one since we
Messages
still
from
have
Fort
been
Worth.
working on it.
Texas. Numerous thunderstorms
produce a
are
tornado
expected
already.
late today into early
been
Saturday,
unwarned this
which
entire
will
time.
contain a threat for isolated flooding with
This is, again,
localized
another
rain
live
totals
shot
of 4
inside of
to
this
5 inches.
storm that is not a
Tonight,
tornado warning,
storms
but see
may
how high
also
the
be
winds are right
strong
now.
to severe, posing a
This
risk
is
for
Nick Norman
damaging
storm
winds,
chasing here,
hail,
back over
and
at
brief
Fort Worth.
spin-up
The winds are
tornadoes.
very high here.
Additional scattered storms Saturday afternoon
By the
may
way, there's
become
not even a
severe
tornado
with a
at
threat
Brent Comics
primarily for large
points
hail.
out. There's not even a tornado
The rain
possible
chances
label on
return
this.
to East Texas on
And
Monday
again,
and
I don't know what's going
Tuesday,
on there with the
with
National Weather
cooler
Service,
fall
but
And like they just
unfortunately,
updated it,
there's
bro.
next week.
not really any
They
way
just
to-
updated severe
any other
thunderstorm
way to
warning
say it.
without
There's
any
obviously a
tornado
tornado
warning.
that
That's
was
actually
not on the ground.
wild.
There could be
Central
another
Daylight
one.
Time.
Okay, that's actually
Very
wild.
strong rotation
You are
right now
listening
approaching
to NOAA.
Arlington.
All
I do also
Hazards
want to point
Radio,
out we've had
the
no
voice of the
update to
National
any of the
Weather
warnings
Service.
in North Texas in 23 minutes. So I'm not sure if
Serving
there's
the
an
Dallas,
outage
Fort
or
Worth
something like
listening
that, but
area.
you would think that another National
The
Weather Service
National Weather
office would be
Service in
involved in
Fort
this.
Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Parker County in north central
Again,
Texas.
Hey, Ralph,
absolutely
some
no
news?
warning on
Yes,
this.
what is your
Storm
news?
warning
The
remains
Fort
in
Worth
effect
area.
until 9:30 p.m.
We
Central
got a
Daylight
tornado
Time for
possibly heading into
Johnson,
Ederville,
Carroll
Arlington,
County.
Bedford, and Irving here in the
At
next 5 to 10
9:07
minutes.
p.m.
So
Central
if you're in
Daylight
Arlington,
Time,
Texas, if
severe
you're in Bedford,
thunderstorms were
Bedford,
located
excuse me, you need to be in
along
your
the
safe
line
place.
extending from
If you're
Fort
back
Worth to
over in
near
Dallas,
Whitney,
Irving,
moving east at 30
Carrollton,
miles per hour.
Garland, Mesquite, any of those
Hazard,
areas, I'll be
65
getting ready to go to your
miles per
safe
hour
place right
wind
now,
gusts.
right? This is again, a tornado that is
Radar indicated.
unwarned on the ground on the southeast side of
Expect
Fort
damage
Worth.
to roofs, siding, and trees.
And it is going to be approaching
Severe
Arlington
storms
here
will
in the
be
next
near
5 minutes.
Fort Worth,
We have
Arlington,
damaging winds currently heading right through Fort
Euless,
Worth as well.
Bedford, Grapevine, Hearst, Southlake, Colleyville, and Kennedale around 9:10
I do
p.m.
not know how
Central
it's been
Daylight Time.
over 10 minutes since we've
Grand
had a
Prairie,
clear, evident
Coppell, and
tornado.
Hillsborough around 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight
I have never
Time.
been so frustrated. The
Carl
last time I
Corner
ever got
around
this frustrated
9:20
was back when we had a
Central
tornado
Daylight Time.
in
Minimum
Nebraska,
around 9:30
back
p.m.
over in far
Central
western
Daylight
Nebraska.
Time.
It was
For
north of
your
North
protection,
Platte.
stay inside
It
a
really
sturdy
was in a pretty
structure and
rural
keep away
area, but
from
we had an
windows.
unwarned significant tornado on the
Thunderstorm
ground for
lines
10
can
minutes, and
produce
then it
brief
finally got
tornadoes and
This
widespread
one's been
significant
unwarned
wind
for
damage.
over 10 minutes, and it is in a
Although a
highly
tornado
populated
is not
area. Again, there are 2
immediately
million
likely,
people
it
here,
is best to
and
move to
the
an
tornado
interior
again will be
room on the
located on the
lowest floor
southeast
of
side
the
of
This
Fort
is
Worth.
actually wild.
These storms may cause
Unbelievable.
serious injury
Riley has
and
an update. Go
significant
ahead,
property
Riley.
damage.
Hey Max, as of 2 minutes
Current
ago, it looks
climate,
like we did get an update to that
9:09
thunderstorm warning
Central
from the
Daylight
National Weather Service. I believe it was a
You are
different
listening
National
to
Weather
NOAA,
Service
All
office that did
Hazards
go ahead and
Radio,
issue that
the
warning,
voice
so
of
I
the
don't know
National
if there's
Weather
some sort of
Service,
communication
station
issue from
KEC
Fort Worth,
55.
but that tornado,
Serving the
severe
Dallas,
thunderstorm
Fort
warning
Worth
was
listening
upgraded by
area.
another National Weather Service office. I
A
believe
severe
they did not
thunderstorm
issue a
warning
tornado
remains in
possible
effect
tag
until
for this
9:30
warning.
p.m.
So we're
Central
not going to get a
Daylight Time
tornado
for
warning.
Johnson,
We're going to need to
Garrett,
spread
and
the word
counties.
ourselves that there's potentially a
At
tornado on the ground
9:07
because that
p.m.
warning was
Central
just
Daylight
updated
Time.
and there's
Severe
still no tornado.
thunderstorms
Holy
were
crap.
located along the line extending
Hey,
from
Riley,
Fort
for the
Worth
update.
to near Whitney,
This is
moving east at 30 miles per
We
hour.
still have. I don't even know how the severe
65
warning got
miles per hour
updated,
wind
and
gusts.
like we do not have a tornado
Source,
warning.
radar indicated. Impact. Expect damage to
I
roofs,
don't get it.
siding, and trees. These severe storms
Once
will
again,
be near
if
Fort
you're just
Worth,
tuning in, I have the
Arlington,
confirmed tornado
Mansfield,
tag on, and the
Euless,
reason why
Bedford,
is because we have an
Grapevine,
unwarned tornado.
Hearst,
I have never done this
Southlake,
before. We have an
Colleyville,
an onboard tornado when I put this thing on, but like we've had a tornado on the ground for several minutes now. It started back down here near Edgecliff Village. It may be in Fort Worth now. We just got a new radar scan. If there is a tornado, it would be on the east side of Fort Worth. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Max, it is once again on the ground. There's another CC drop.
Oh my.
Just to the northeast. Says Fort Worth on the map. Very small. You can see that the velocity curve comes together. This is another unborn tornado on the ground. An area with over 1 million.
Alright guys, another unborn tornado on the ground.
Now there's a small, this is not likely strong, but there is a tornado in progress on the east side of Fort Worth. This is kind of occluding north in a way, so it's going to probably move towards Haltom City. So if you're in Haltom City, you should be in your safe place, just south of Melody Hills. So those are areas that should be in their safe places right now. just southwest of North
At
Richland
7:47
Hills.
p.m.
So,
Central
again,
Daylight
once again,
Time,
there is a
Doppler
tornado,
radar
another one in progress. This is
producing
unwarned
heavy rain
on the
across
east side
the
of Fort
warned
Worth. It's
area.
basically in Fort Worth right now.
Between 1
It
and
is
2
barely
inches of
moving to the
rain
north
have
right now.
fallen.
It's going to be crossing over
Expected
121 in the
rainfall
next
is
30
1 to
seconds
2
or so,
inches in 1
just
hour.
to the west of Arlington.
Additional rainfall amounts of 2 to 4
Again,
inches are
this is
forecast.
just unbelievable. But
Flash flooding is ongoing or
again,
expected
we have
to
a
begin
tornado,
shortly.
another one in progress,
Flash
just
flooding
east here
caused
of
by
Fort Worth.
thunderstorms. Source, radar. Impact,
Just outside of Haltom
flooding of
City.
small creeks and
I'm
streams,
hearing a lot of
urban
reports in
areas,
chat that tornado
highways,
sirens are going off. I do want to
and
reiterate, I
underpasses,
used to live
as
in
well
North
as
Texas,
other
so I know
poor
this.
drainage and
In North
low-lying
Texas, tornado
areas.
sirens will go off
Some
for
locations
basically
that will
any severe
experience
warning. It
flash
does not
flooding
matter if
include
there's a tornado
Whistler,
warning or not.
Mineral Wells,
So those are going to go
Miller
off no matter
Park,
what, pretty much with the
Springtown,
severe warning.
Brock, Hudson
That's
Oaks,
just how they have
Western
work
Lake,
in North Texas,
Canada,
at least in
Poole,
most areas. I know
Cool,
Denton was
Lake
like that.
Weatherford,
So just
Lake
keep that in
Mineral
mind.
Wells,
Obviously, you should
Horseshoe
seek shelter if you're hearing
Crescent,
tornado
Planeta
sirens,
South,
because in this
Planeta
case,
North,
I would
Millsap,
100% be in your safe
Adele,
place
and
anywhere in
Advance.
Tarrant County.
Turn
I'd say
around.
right now the only
Don't
places
drown
that are
in
fine are going to be
encountering
west of this
flooded
line. So if you're back over near
Most
Benbrook, you guys are
flood damage
basically
occur in
fine right now.
vehicles.
But Fort Worth
Be
and
especially
Arlington,
cautious
you guys
at
may
night
be in
when
your
it
safe
is
place.
harder to
And see the
recognize
terminal
the
radar
dangers
site.
of
It's been
flooding.
picking up pretty well in this large
The National
mesocyclone,
Weather
large
Service
area
in
of
Fort Worth
rotation.
has issued
And
a
we've now
flash
had at
flood
least a
warning
couple of
for
tornadoes come
Wise
out of
County
this.
in north central
And we
Texas
still have
until
one,
11:30
again,
p.m.
right now over
Central
downtown
Daylight
Fort
Time.
Worth. And
At
the tornado
8:23
itself,
p.m.
once again, is going to be right here near
Emergency
121.
management
This radar
reported
scan is 3 minutes old, so
producing
this
heavy
was
rain
3
and
minutes
flooding
ago.
across
The
the
tornado
warned
is going to be
area.
probably moving to Haltom
Between
City,
2 and 3
North
inches of
Richland
rain
Hills.
have
I'd be
fallen.
seeking shelter as well.
Additional
I'm going to be
rainfall
honest, if you're
amounts of
really
1 to 3
anywhere in this
inches are
area,
forecast.
I'd be seeking shelter because
Flash
we have no
flooding is
tornado
already
warning. We've had
occurring.
no warnings
Hazard,
on this at all.
flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, emergency management reported.
But again, there could be some sort of outage that we just
Flooding
don't know of,
small
but
creeks
obviously
and
we
streams,
really need some
urban
sort of warning
areas,
on this.
highways, streets, and
Been going for
underpasses, as
too
well as
long,
other
for
poor
2
drainage
million
and
people being in
low-lying
this area.
areas.
Again, this is
Some
just overly
locations that will
populated.
experience flash flooding include Decatur,
Alright, we do have
Bridgeport,
new radar scanning.
Click I love school for
Acres,
things. That's the
Springtown,
679
Rome, Haslett, Alvord, New Fairview, Aurora, Boyd, Paradise,
This is the
Newark,
latest scan.
Peter,
I'm not seeing nearly as much strong rotation. If we still have a tornado, it would be right here near Haltom
Yeah,
City.
it doesn't look
Really
as
strong
strong no more.
encountering flooded roads.
And I'm not seeing
Most
anything on the
flood
CC
damage
radar.
occur
But
in
again, if there is a
vehicles.
tornado, it would be near
Be
Haltom
especially
City.
cautious at
It is
night
a
when it
broader
is
area of
harder to
rotation.
recognize the
Notice how
dangers
we
of
are starting to
flooding.
see this all bow out. So
Now
what we're
let's
now
check on
seeing
your
is this
local
entire
forecast
line
for the
starting to bow out.
Dallas-Fort
It's
Worth
kind of pushing a
Metroplex.
ton of wind right now
Flood
towards
watch remains in
Arlington
effect
and
through
Bedford.
Saturday
We could get a
afternoon.
tornado that
Severe
kind of wraps
thunderstorm
around us
watch
on the north side still.
629
This is
in
all
effect
without
until
Boeing. We've got a
midnight
Boeing
tonight.
segment. So
Tonight,
damaging winds
showers
upwards
with
of 70
thunderstorms
to even 80
likely
miles
this
per
evening.
hour will be a
Then showers
possibility
with a
as
chance
this
of
moves into
thunderstorms
Arlington over the next
after
2 minutes.
midnight.
And also eventually
Heavy
going towards
rainfall
Carrollton.
possible. Locally,
Irving
heavy rainfall
and Garland.
possible this evening.
This is a live
Lows in
shot
the
right now
lower
in Fort
60s.
Worth. This is one of the virtual rail
Southeast
fan
winds
cameras.
5 to 10 miles an
Visibility
hour.
is almost zero right now.
Chance of
Winds have been
rain
pretty
near
strong here for the
100%.
last several minutes.
Saturday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny.
According to reports, and again, I'm reading the chat, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but according to
Slight
reports,
chance of
National Weather Service of
thunderstorms in
Norman
the
is trying to
morning,
get a hold of
then
that.
a
The Fort
chance
Worth
of
National Weather Service
thunderstorms
is
in
not
the
able to
afternoon.
get to
Heavy
contact them.
rainfall
So that is
possible
possibly
in the
something that
morning.
is ongoing right now.
Highs in the mid-70s. Southwest winds 5 to 10
Apparently
miles an
downtown
hour.
Fort Worth is dark as
Chance of rain 50%. The current time is 9:14 p.m. Central Daylight
well,
Time.
which means we probably just had a tornado.
You are listening to NOAA All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC 55, serving the
kidding me
Dallas-Fort
right
Worth
now?
listening area. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until
I want to
9:30
reiterate,
p.m.
I used to live
Central
in North
Daylight
Texas, so
Time
I know
for
this.
Johnson.
In North Texas, tornado
Well,
sirens
why is
will
the
go
internet
off
so bad?
for basically any
Central
severe.
Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Fort Worth to near Whitney, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 65
been said on
miles
the
per
local
hour
news.
wind gusts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. The local news doesn't always go
Radar
live for
indicated.
severe warnings. We don't have a tornado warning, so.
Expect damage to
Why?
roofs,
Thank Beverly for the $10
siding,
super
and
chat.
trees. These severe storms will be near Fort Worth, Arlington,
Fort Worth
Mansfield,
is bad,
Euless,
according to
Bedford,
You have storm
Grapevine,
chaser
Hurst,
John McKinney
Southend,
heading down towards
Colleyville,
Dallas right
and
now.
Kennedale
He's
around
on the
9:10
Radar Mega
p.m.
app.
Central Daylight Time. Grand Prairie, Coppell, and Hillsborough around 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Carl's Corner around 9:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Bingham around 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. For your protection, stay inside a sturdy structure and keep away from windows. Intense thunderstorm lines can produce brief tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage.
What? Why is
Although
everything
a
acting
tornado
up?
is not immediately likely,
Hold on.
it is best to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. These storms may cause
There you go.
serious injury and significant property damage.
Still some bad rotation.
Thunderstorm watch number 629 remains in
Alright, here's
effect
the
until
latest
midnight Central
radar scan
Daylight
as the
Time
conditions
Saturday
are
for the
treacherous
following
right now.
counties.
In
Texas,
Fort
Boston,
Worth.
Dallas,
This is the latest
Denton,
scan. We still have a broad area of rotation right now over Haltom City. You can see again a large Boeing segment is currently developing near Arlington, so damaging winds becoming a big concern right now. Heading in the direction of Dallas. Once again, the rotation itself has not been as strong over the last few scans, but we could still see another tornado drop out of this as this line
I'm
continues
so
through to the
sleepy. Yeah, go to
northeast.
sleep, bro.
If we go back over to the terminal radar site, you can also see a large, broad area of rotation right now. This is all rotation, just a broad and large area that is located over Hanley, Edwardsville, as well as Hearst, North Richland Hills, and Haltom City. So we can still get tornadoes embedded in this large area of circulation. This is all moving toward Bedford, Euless, Tarrant, still
Oh my God,
going towards
Emmett.
Irving and Highland. So there's just a large area of rotation right now. I don't
Emmett,
see
there
a
was an
tornado
unknown
in progress at this exact time.
Texas.
But keep in mind that this is something that has already produced a couple of tornadoes, and we could see another one drop
If you joined
as this
earlier, they
continues to
would
move
do the
northeast. Again, going towards Euless and
crazy.
Bedford, more populated areas are in the path of this. Again, John McKinney is a storm chaser. He will be coming up on this pretty soon. This is basically going right towards them. If you simulate the radar here, you can kind of see the direction all that rotation's going. It's basically going northeast. So this might kind of go more towards Carrollton and Irving rather than going towards Dallas. Another thing I want to point out too is once this line up here pushes into that area of rotation, we could see some funky storm interactions happen, and that could end up spitting out some sort of tornado back up here near Carrollton anyway. So multiple things that we need to be watching for.
I don't even think you guys can hear me.
Right now, there's no longer a tornado confirmed. I'm going to take out the confirmed tornado thing because, again, we've had no warnings this entire time when it comes to tornado warnings. But I'll take that off for now. There's still a threat of an active tornado threat here heading up towards Bedford and Euless. You should still be in your safe place. Again, that area of rotation is going to be mostly heading up in this direction over the next several minutes. That does not mean if you're in Dallas,
Okay, never mind.
go
Yes,
hard
yeah,
and play video games. All right, you should still be staying weather aware because right now
The National Weather Service
Oh my
in Fort
Mac.
Worth has
we have a
issued
line of
flash
storms.
flood warning for Wise County
winds
in
are
north
pretty
central
strong here. I don't see
Texas
anything
until
imminent for a
11:30 p.m.
tornado,
Central
but we could
Daylight
see a
Time.
QLCS tornado spin up
At
with this
8:23 p.m.
as it
Central
pushes in
Daylight
the direction of
Time.
Dallas,
Emergency
DeSoto, and
management reported
Lancaster.
thunderstorms
So those are
producing
areas that
heavy
we're
rain
going to
and
be keeping a
flooding
very
across
close
the
eye on
Warren
as this
area.
line continues to push to the
Between
east.
2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are forecast. Flash flooding is already occurring.
What is the year
Flash
going
flooding
up? I
caused
remember
by
when you...
thunderstorms.
Riley has an update. Go ahead,
Emergency
Riley.
management reported.
Hey Max, it sounds
Yes,
like
I
there's at
remember
least
that.
10,000 individuals without power in Fort Worth. That is just the first
and
reports that are
underpasses, as
starting
well
to
as
come in.
other
We do
poor
not know if this
drainage
is a
and
tornado or
low-lying
just
areas.
associated with the winds,
Some
but
locations
nonetheless
that
there
will
is damage in
experience
Fort
flash
Worth
flooding
from
include
something.
Decatur, Bridgeport,
Alright, so there are no power.
So, we're at least
Power
getting
outage.
power reports as of right now. Again, if anybody has any sort of reports of damage, anything else, again, you can have me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX or on Facebook. You can also message us if you're on the North Texas Weather Center page on Facebook. You can also message me there.
Most of flood deaths occur in
At the bare
vehicles.
minimum, once again, there
Be
was, we
especially
think, a
cautious at
tornado on the
night
ground
when
for at
it is
least a few
harder
minutes
to
there just south of
recognize the
Fort Worth.
dangers of flooding.
As of right now, what we're looking at is just a
Now
broad
let's
area of
check on
rotation
your
going up
local
towards Bedford and
forecast for the
Carrollton,
Dallas-Fort
and a
Worth
very intense
Metroplex.
line of
Flood
thunderstorms
watch
pushing
remains
across
in
much
effect
of
through
North
Saturday
Texas at
afternoon.
this hour.
Severe
Flash flood
thunderstorm
warnings
watch
are in effect across
629
western
in
and far
effect until
northern North
midnight
Texas,
tonight.
where heavy
Tonight,
rainfall
showers
continues,
with
and then back
thunderstorms
over in
likely
far
this
western
evening.
DFW for
Showers
Denton
with
and Fort
chance of
Worth. We have lots of
thunderstorms
rain
after
falling now.
midnight.
We'll probably see flash
Heavy
flood warnings
rainfall
here issued
possible.
within the next hour or so.
Locally heavy rainfall possible this evening.
Also, the latest radar
Lows in the
scan
lower
for the
60s.
North Richland Hills area, still a
Southeast
broad
winds
area of
5 to 10
rotation
miles an hour.
that is now coming up towards
Chance of rain
Colleyville,
near
Bedford,
100%.
and Euless.
Saturday,
Again, no active
mostly
tornado
cloudy
in
in the
progress at
morning,
this exact
then
moment.
becoming
That could
partly
change at any
sunny.
time. Further down to the south, back over near Cedar Hill and DeSoto, it's mainly a wind threat right now that's pushing towards
Thunderstorms in the
Dallas.
morning. Then a
Hey,
chance of
Stars of the Super Chat,
thunderstorms
this is
in
heading
the
right towards
afternoon.
the DFW airport
Heavy
between
rainfall
Eulers and
possible
Irving.
in the morning.
Yeah, that's also true.
Highs
This
in the
is actually the
mid-70s.
radar site back over at
Southwest
DFW
winds
Airport.
5 to 10
And so
miles
that
an
area
hour.
of rotation is heading up
Chance of
towards the
rain
DFW
50%.
airport. So if you have any plans of flying out
The current
within
time
the
is
next hour, it's kind of late to take a flight,
9:20
but if you are
Central
taking a flight
Daylight
within the
Time.
next hour, delays are definitely
You are
possible
listening
because
to
of the
NOAA
wind
All
and
Hazards
just in
Radio,
general the
the
severe
voice
weather
of the
threat right now
National
heading up
Weather
to the
Service.
northeast.
Station
Look at that.
KC 55.
that rotation.
Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area.
Getting a lot of reports, at least from people, that there are continuing tornado sirens here in the DFW area.
Johnson, Tarrant, and Hill counties.
That is a continuing
9:07 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorms were
message that I
located
continue to
along
see.
a
Again,
line
a lot of people
extending
are
from
talking
Fort
about how
Worth to
the
near
tornado
Whitney,
sirens are
moving
continuing to
east
go
at
off.
30
Again, that's
miles
very
per hour.
common for North Texas.
Hazard,
It almost happens
65
anytime we have any
miles
sort
There's
of
a
severe
new
weather.
severe
They
thunderstorm
have
warning.
issued a new severe thunderstorm
Radar
warning
indicated.
for Tarrant and Dallas counties for
Impact.
65 mile per
Expect
hour
damage to
winds. This
roofs,
was issued by the
siding,
National Weather Service
and
in Fort Worth.
These
No
severe
tornado
storms
warning
will
has
be
been issued
near
at any
Fort
point
Worth,
tonight for
Arlington,
at least the DFW
Mansfield,
area, even though we
Duluth,
fully
Bedford,
believe there was a tornado on the ground for a few
Grapevine,
minutes,
Southlake,
just south of Fort
Colleyville,
Worth.
and Kennedale around 9:10
They have issued a new warning, no
Central
tornado
Daylight
possible
Time.
label. Carrollton, Garland,
Grand
Irving, Dallas,
Prairie,
just
Coppell,
west of
and
Mesquite.
Hillsborough around
This is moving
9:15
east
p.m.
northeast at
Central
about
Daylight
50
Time.
miles per hour.
Oh, guys. Oh, wait. Never mind. That's just...
Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Fort Worth to near Whitney, moving east at 30
Also, another thing I want to point out, we've had a very small little bulge coming out of this line back over near Britton and Cedar Hill. Not seeing an imminent tornado concern, but just something we'll keep an eye out for on the southern side here of Dallas County.
Eastern Tarrant County
Would
in
rule out
north
a
central
possibility
Texas, Dallas
for a
County
We
in
should
north
be thunderstorm
Texas
warning.
continues to push
until
to the east.
10:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Hey, Alejandro for the super
At
chat.
9:20
Check
p.m.
Denton for
Central
rotation.
Daylight
I don't see
Time,
really any
severe
rotation up here. The
thunderstorms were
line of storms up
located
here is
along
pretty
a line
disorganized.
extending from
If
New
anything,
Sellers
it's just
to
some gusty
Arlington,
winds.
moving
There's not
east at
really a whole lot
45
of
miles
organization
per
with
hour.
those storms up near Denton County
Hazard,
right now.
65 miles per hour wind gusts.
It's insane
Source,
right now. The
radar
conditions out there in
indicated.
DFW are definitely not
Impact.
ideal. We are
Expect
still talking
damage
about
to
significant
roofs,
damaging winds,
siding,
heavy
and
rainfall,
trees.
lots of lightning. I mean, this is
Severe thunderstorms will be
pretty
near
typical
Dallas,
type of severe
Fort
weather.
Worth,
Keep in mind that
Arlington,
we are now
Sterling,
entering the
Grand
second severe
Prairie,
weather season
Duluth,
for North
DeSoto,
Texas.
Bedford,
So this is
Grapevine,
you
and
know, much
Cedarsville
more
around
common this time of year
9:25
to see
p.m.
severe
Central
weather in
Daylight
October,
Time.
November, and December.
Carrollton,
This is kind of the kickoff,
Lancaster,
I guess, to what we're going
Farmers
to see
Branch,
over the next few
and
months.
Cockrell Hill around 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
I'd be
Back
like
over
to
to,
stay away from
Field
me.
around
Yes.
He's
9:35
currently
p.m.
located
Central
in the
Daylight
east side
Time.
now, Fort Worth.
Sorry if I don't talk that
University
much,
Park,
because, like, I am
Patterson,
concentrating
Highland
on
Park,
tracking.
and Hutchins around
You asked for the
9:40
super
p.m.
chat?
Central Daylight Time. Mesquite, Richardson, and Balk
Yeah, it's
Springs
some
around 9:45 p.m.
very
Central
dry
Daylight
rotation.
Time. Garland around 9:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Rowlett and Satchsea around 9:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Well, it looks like a
For
Fort
your
Worth right now. This is also
protection,
John
get inside a
McKinney. He is now
sturdy
just
structure and
pulled
stay
over
away
back
from
over near
windows.
Carrollton, Texas.
Intense
So he's kind of
thunderstorm lines can
awaiting
produce
this
brief
area of
tornadoes
rotation to
and
come towards
widespread
him because that's where it's
significantly
heading right
damaged.
now. John McKinney's also
Funny
live
bone.
on the
Holy
radar
crap.
app, which you can
Likely,
download with the
it
top
is
link in the
best to move
description
to
below.
an
He's also
interior
live
room on the lowest
YouTube.
floor of a
Hey,
building.
Julie, from becoming a member,
These storms may cause serious injury and significant property damage.
we've seen a decent amount of lightning in that area here over the last little bit. Also, we're going to get Glen Heights, which is back over in DeSoto, Texas, back
warning
on the
remains
bottom
in
left of
effect
your
until
screen.
9:30 p.m.
We're going to replace
Central
that
Daylight
Fort Worth
Time for
camera, as that is
Johnson.
going to have a pretty good view of our storms
Counties.
coming in here over the next several
At
minutes. So that should pop
9:07
up
p.m.
in a
Central
moment.
Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along
New
the
radar
line
scan just
extending
came
from
in.
Fort Worth
This
to near
line of
Whitney,
storms getting pretty
moving east
funky.
at
Again, it
30
is all
miles
bowing
per
out
hour.
right now, heading towards Dallas and
Hazard,
Irving.
65
But if you look at the
miles per
back end
hour
of
wind
this, we do have
gusts.
still some broad rotation located near
radar
Bedford.
indicated.
It is a very messy
Impact.
area, lots of
Expect
lightning as well,
damage
so
to
very
roofs,
electrified storms
siding,
here.
and trees.
This is all rotating,
These
still
severe
heading up towards
storms will be
Carrollton
near
and
Fort
the
Worth,
Flower Mound area.
Arlington,
It is not
Mansfield,
strong
Duluth,
rotation, but you can still
Bedford,
see the reds and
Grapevine,
greens. They're all kind of
Hurst,
mixing together
Southlake,
still. Some broad
Colleyville,
rotation
and Kennedale
is
around
making its way up
9:10
into
p.m.
Bedford,
Central
Euless, and
Daylight Time.
Colleyville. So if you see the winds
Grand
change
Prairie,
directions, don't be caught off
Coppell,
guard
and Hillsborough
because we
around
will have winds at
9:15
sometimes coming out of the
Central
northeast and at
Daylight
other times coming out of the
Carl's
southwest.
Corner around
So
9:20
this is still
p.m.
a
Central
concern right
Daylight
now.
Time.
Also heading up in the
Minimum
direction
around
of Carrollton.
9:30 p.m. Central
But
Daylight
right now, again,
Time.
broad rotation
For
currently
your
tracking in the
protection,
northeast
stay
at this
inside
time.
a sturdy structure and keep away from
This is
windows.
exactly what we just had earlier that did
Nah, I'm
cause
not that
tornado
mean.
south
I will
of
not
Fort
say
Worth.
it like that.
Tornadoes and
It
widespread
almost looks like a little
significant wind
hurricane
damage.
spinning here. Big
Although a
mesocyclone there near
tornado is
Richland
not
Hills.
immediately likely, it is
I do
best
think
to
here
move
pretty
to
soon
an
it's going to
interior
run out of
room
time
on the
to produce a
lowest
tornado
floor
as
of
this
a
other
building.
line is going to push into
These
that little
storms may
area of
cause
rotation, but
serious
at least has
injury
about 10
and
to 15
significant
minutes.
property damage.
Also, the Glen Heights camera
The
has
National
just
Weather
gone
Service
down.
in
What's
Fort
happening?
Worth has issued a flash flash flood warning
Let's go
for
back up.
Parker County in
This
north
is a
central
live shot
Texas
from Glen
until
Heights.
11 p.m.
This is in
Central
DeSoto,
Daylight
Texas.
Time.
They're actually moving around the
At
camera. This is on the
7:47 p.m.
Radar
Central
Omega app. It's one
Daylight
of the
Time,
Radar Omega cyclone
Doppler
reports
radar
here just south
indicated
of Dallas.
thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 2 inches of rain have fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 2 inches
We do
in
have
1
a
hour.
report coming out
Additional
from...
rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches are
This is
forecast.
from Burnett Plaza
Flash
area
flooding
of
is
Fort
ongoing
Worth.
or expected to
This is sent in
begin
by
shortly.
Scott on Twitter. Major
Hazard,
power
flash
outage. You're not going to
flooding
really see
caused by
anything because there's a major
thunderstorms.
power outage.
Source, radar.
There are, we
of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas.
Like there's a big
Some
power
locations that will experience flash flooding include Weatherford, Mineral Wells, Willow Park, Aledo, Springtown,
There's still a very big broad
$20
rotation.
super chat.
Western Lake,
Clone Max,
Anetta,
Times
Cookville,
Max,
Cool,
over on the national
Lake
Weather
Weatherford,
Service.
Lake
Richard
Mineral
super chat.
Wells,
Thank you, Ashford, for the $5
Horseshoe
super chat. Plano,
Crescent,
Texas.
Anetta
I'd be
South,
ready for damaging
Anetta
winds.
North,
There's a low
Newsat,
tornado risk.
Adele,
So
and
continue to
Advance.
stay awake. I mean, just
Turn
stay
around. Don't drown when encountering
still
flooded
got
roads.
at least about 45
Most
minutes
flood
until
deaths
this is
occur
knocking
in
on your
vehicles.
doorstep, which is the main area of
Be
rotation.
especially
It's
conscious
kind of
of
moving in
night
the
when
direction
it
right
is
now,
harder to
Plano, Carrollton,
recognize the
Flower Mound.
dangers of flooding.
Thank you, CF,
The
for the $5
National
super chat.
Weather Service in
Gainesville,
Fort
Texas,
Worth
mainly
has
going to be
issued
rain.
a flash flood warning for
Flooding
Wise
threat is the
County
main
in
concern.
north central
Some gusty
Texas
winds, not
until
expecting much
11:30
severe weather
p.m.
at this
Central
point.
Daylight Time.
Thank you, Glenn, also for the
At
$10 super chat. Saying
8:23
great job.
p.m.
Appreciate that.
Central Daylight Time, emergency management reported
All right, latest radar
thunderstorms
scan, not
producing
seeing
heavy
much at
rain
all
and
anymore. I mean,
flooding
I'm not
across
seeing a
the
whole lot of
Warren
strong
area.
rotation. It's still rotating, but
Between
not
2 and
strong.
3 inches of rain
Not seeing
have
anything
fallen.
imminent, but again, I still
Additional
cannot believe that
rainfall
went
amounts of
on.
1 to 3 inches are
No,
forecast.
that was
I've not
crazy.
never really seen that
Flash
happen
flooding
in
is
North
already
Texas.
occurring.
This is the rare place that I've never seen that
Flash
happen.
flooding
So,
caused by thunderstorms.
That's
I've covered this
satisfying,
region for
actually.
7 years
Emergency
now consistently. So
Management reported
That's actually really satisfying.
impact, flooding of small creeks and streams,
Watch that
urban
rotate.
areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas.
Hey, Evan, for the $5
Some
super chat.
locations that will experience flash
What about
flooding
Louisville?
include
Louisville will be
Decatur,
mainly a
Bridgeport,
wind threat.
Briar, Pecan Acres, Springtown, Rome.
All right, I got a
Haslett,
report
Aurora,
coming from
New
Becca
Fairview,
Furnish.
Aurora,
They posted her
Boyd,
friend lives in
Paradise,
Fort Worth. Their
Newark,
roof was
Cedar,
ripped off their home,
Carbondale,
but they are okay.
Greenwood, Balzora,
Okay,
Slidell,
well,
and Boonville.
hope
There
they
is
are safe.
another report.
Turn
Again,
around.
reports do not
Don't
instantly
drown
come in a
when
lot of the time when it comes to
encountering flooded roads.
tornadoes and stuff, unless
Most
there's like a
flood
lot of
deaths
chasers
occur in
on the scene,
vehicles.
or we have like first responders there
Be
immediately.
especially conscious
But we
at
are
night
starting
when
to
it is
gradually
harder
get
to
some more
recognize
reports.
the
This is
dangers
insane,
of
by the way.
flooding.
This is live in Fort
Now
Worth,
let's
just
check
east
on
of
your
Fort Worth.
local forecast for the
This is
Dallas-Fort
Nick
Worth
Gorman. We got
Metroplex.
people under the
Flood
overpass,
watch
which
remains
again,
in effect
shame.
through
You're not supposed to be
Saturday
doing that. That
afternoon.
is actually very
Severe
dangerous.
thunderstorm watch
Never park under an
629 in
overpass, but look
effect
how
until
high the winds
midnight
are, how
tonight.
gusty it is outside.
Showers with thunderstorms
This is
likely this
crazy.
evening. Then showers with a chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Heavy
Yeah,
rainfall
we've lost signal
possible.
with Nick, but
Locally heavy rainfall possible
is
this
quite-
evening. Lows in the lower 60s. Southeast
coming back
winds
a little
5 to
bit.
10
This is
miles
just
an
insane.
hour.
Conditions
Chance
right
of
now
rain near
for east side of
100%.
Fort Worth, just west of Dallas.
Saturday, mostly
Probably gonna end
cloudy in the
stream
morning,
in
then
like
becoming partly
10
sunny.
minutes.
A chance of showers. A
Because
slight chance
probably
of
isn't anything
thunderstorms
that's
in
going
the
to
morning,
happen.
then a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Heavy rainfall possible in the morning.
If you guys
Highs in
want
the
to
mid-70s.
Insane conditions right now here in east side of
Southwest
DFW.
A bunch of
If you're
weather.
over in
10
Dallas,
miles an
Irving, or
hour.
Carrollton,
search up max
Chance of
velocity
rain,
severe weather
50%.
this is
center.
coming right towards you. It's going to look a little
current
bit
Do you
like
remember
this.
when I had a really, really bad
9:48
injury?
PM.
You Abby and
Central
Brandon
Daylight
Super
Time.
Jets.
Nope.
Shelby from
You are
15
listening to NOAA, All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC
One little thing I want to
55.
point out is that
Serving the
right in
Dallas
between
Fort Worth
everything, near
listening
Bedford,
area.
Colleyville, North Richland Hills, and east of
The
Fort
National
Worth,
Weather
we have a
Service in
large
Fort
area
Worth
of
has
just broad
issued a
spin
severe
right now. There's nothing that
thunderstorm
intense
warning
here.
for Eastern
However, we
Tarrant
could
County
still
in
see a
north central
weak, brief
Texas,
tornado kind of
Dallas
spin up over
County
the
in
next
north
5 to 10
central
minutes in this
Texas
area near
until
Perth, Bedford, and
10:15 p.m.
Hamden.
Central
So,
Daylight Time.
do not fully rule out
At
a tornado
9:20
still in
p.m.
this area. It's not
Central
very
Daylight
high,
Time.
but we have
Severe
in cases seen
thunderstorms
these
were
little
located along a line
tornadoes kind of happen on the back
extending from
edges
Nicola
of
to Arlington,
lines of
moving
thunderstorms.
east at
So that's something
45
that we're
miles
keeping an
per
eye on
hour.
right now.
Hazard, 65 miles per
I
hour
think the
wind
radar's
gusts.
updating more frequently now.
Source, radar
Yeah, radar's
indicated.
updating a little bit more frequently than before. This
Yeah, I
update
just
was like
realized
3
that.
Damage to
minutes.
roof,
Bit of an improvement
siding,
compared to
entries.
before.
Severe thunderstorms will be near
Thank you, Avery, for the
Dallas,
super chat.
Fort
Is Bedford
Worth,
safe? You guys are not
Arlington,
safe yet.
Irving,
Continue to stay in your
Grand
safe place.
Prairie, Euless, DeSoto, Bedford,
Velocities
Grapevine,
haven't updated.
and
We'll
Cedar
get back to
Hill
that in a
around
second. It's back over to
9:25
Nick.
p.m. Central Daylight Time. Carrollton, Lancaster, Farmers Branch, and Cockrell Hill around 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
The Gorman's
Dallas
location hasn't
Westfield
updated,
around
but we can see these in
9:35 p.m.
Arlington right
Central
now.
Daylight Time.
This is what it looks like in Arlington.
University Park, Addison, Highland Park, and
You
Hutchins
forgot.
around 9:40
Oh yeah,
p.m.
yeah, yeah. I
Central
remember.
Daylight
Okay, yeah.
Time.
Now I remember that. I remember that.
Mesquite, Richardson, and Bulk Springs around 9:45
Thanks,
p.m.
Cinema, for
Central
super chat.
Daylight Time.
Also, Tony
Garland
for
around
super
9:50 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Talk about Houston. Houston is not a risk of anything for quite a while. We're talking about morning risk, and it'll be mainly a wind threat, isolated tornado threat tomorrow
structure and stay away
This
from
is pretty
windows.
crazy. I mean, we're talking 70, 80 mile per hour
Thunderstorm
winds right
lines
now
can
here in
produce
Arlington.
brief
This is
tornadoes and
a huge
widespread
surge of
significant
winds.
wind damage. Although a
visibility is
tornado is not
kind of about
immediately
half a
likely,
mile or so.
it is best to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
Also, Billy for the sewer chat.
These storms may cause serious injury and
Hail updates for
significant
Dallas. I'm
property
not
damage.
expecting a whole lot of hail. I think it'll be
The
mainly, again, a
National
wind
Weather
threat,
Service in
isolated
Fort
tornado
Worth
threat.
has issued a flash flood warning for Parker County in north
We
central
just got a
Texas
new radar
until
scan
11 p.m.
back over
Central
here in
Daylight
the
Time.
DFW area. The latest scan
At
still showing a large
7:47
broad area of
p.m.
rotation.
Central
Again,
Daylight
not seeing
Time.
anything imminent
Doppler
for a
radar
tornado.
indicating thunderstorms
High winds
producing
currently
heavy
pushing
rain
into Dallas,
across the
Irving,
warned
going towards
area.
Carrollton, Garland, and
Between 1 and
Mesquite.
2 inches
We
of
do have
rain
Storm
has
Chaser
fallen.
John McKinney, bottom middle of
The
your screen. He's
expected
currently in
rainfall rate is
position
1 to
near
2
Carrollton.
inches
I just
per
realized
hour.
what you
And so we'll
meant.
see if we see
Additional
anything up there. But
rainfall
the
in
velocity
just
seems to
after
have
before.
really fallen
Forecast.
apart here over the last
Yeah.
few minutes when it
Flash
comes to
flooding
the
is
tornado risk.
ongoing or
That
expected
was
to
kind of
begin
moving up in the
shortly.
direction of
Hazard
Carrollton.
flash
So
flooding
not seeing
caused
as
by
much rotation there,
thunderstorms.
but we'll continue to keep an eye on it in
Source,
case something does
radar.
happen. Winds have
Impact,
increased just a little bit
flooding
near
of small
Flower Mound.
creeks
Wind
and
gusts around
streams,
40 to
urban
50 miles
areas,
per hour, making their way
highways,
down to the
streets,
southeast.
and underpasses,
And then back
as
over
well
to the
as
south
other
of
poor
Dallas.
drainage and low-lying
Mainly a wind
areas.
threat pushing towards
Some
I-35
locations
eastbound.
that will experience
But there is
flash
also a
flooding
lot of
include
lightning, and there's
Weatherford,
also a
Mineral
very
Wells,
low end
Willow
chance for
Park,
maybe a
Aledo,
spin-up tornado.
Springtown, Brock, Hudson
We
Oaks,
also have a slew of
Western
severe
Lake,
thunderstorm warnings
Anetta,
off to the
Cookville,
west of San
Cool,
Antonio.
Lake
Big line of
Weatherford,
thunderstorms
Lake
going towards
Mineral
Uvalde,
Wells, Horseshoe Bend,
Kerrville, and also
Crescent,
going through
Anetta
Rock
South,
Springs. That is for
Anetta North,
70 mile per hour
Mulefast,
damaging
Holy,
winds.
Lake
that
is
is
a
actually some
considerable
high
risk
winds.
Turn
of
around.
damaging winds
Don't
right now,
drown
pushing
when
to the
encountering
east-southeast. That
flooded
is moving
roads.
east
80
about
mile per hour
45
winds.
miles
Most
per
of
hour.
flood deaths
A bit
occur in
faster than the
vehicles.
line that's moving through
Be
DFW right now.
especially cautious at night when it is
Continue to stay in
harder
your
to
safe place. Get
recognize
if you're
the
anywhere in the
dangers
severe
of
thunderstorm
flooding.
warning. Back over in the DFW
Severe
area.
thunderstorm watch number 629 remains in effect until
Also, this is
midnight
what it looks like
Central
back over
Daylight
near
Time
Colleen
Saturday
right
for
now.
the
We
following
actually are
counties
seeing the
in
worst of the
Texas:
conditions moving through
Bosque,
Colleen. This is a
Dallas,
live shot.
Denton,
We did have a
Ellis,
severe
Hill,
thunderstorm warning
Hood,
here earlier.
Johnson,
This is
Parker,
one of the radar
Somerville,
mega cyclone
Garrett, and
reports. The
Wise.
winds are not super intense,
Remember,
but gusty winds
a
are
severe
moving through this area.
thunderstorm watch
Probably
means
right
the
around 40 to
conditions
50
are
miles per
favorable
hour.
for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds.
This is only on a
and close
special
to the
weather
watch
state
area.
right now, so wind gusts up to
While
50
severe
miles per
weather
hour
may not
is
be
the main
imminent,
concern.
persons should remain alert for rapidly
Getting
changing
a report
weather
from somebody on
conditions
Twitter that
and listen
Benbrook
for later
has
statements
power,
and
but they are
possible
dealing with
warnings.
flooding.
Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Wise County in north central Texas until 11:30 p.m. Central Daylight
radar
Time.
scan in a moment.
At 8:23
Again, very intense
p.m.
line of
Central
thunderstorms
Daylight
currently
Time,
pushing
Emergency
into
Management
Dallas,
reported
Irving,
thunderstorms
and
producing
Carrollton.
heavy rain and flooding across the warned area.
God.
Between 2
You
and 3 inches
sued
of
for
rain
$10
has
super chat,
fallen.
Anna and Melissa. It should
Additional
be mainly a
rainfall
wind
amounts
threat
of 1
tonight.
to 3 inches are forecast.
That's a gigantic
Gusty winds
broad
moving
already
illustration.
I don't think we're going to see anything really in the way of tornadoes.
Not really
but
concerned
still
about
stay
that.
weather aware just in case.
Source: Emergency Management reported.
By the way, if you are new to this channel, we do cover the entire country. This isn't
A
just
new
Texas.
Mexico discussion.
Obviously, today's threat is severe weather.
And underpasses,
It's
as
basically
well as
only
other
Texas.
poor
We go over to
drainage
our
and
severe
low-lying
weather outlook
areas.
for tonight. We still have a
Some
slight risk
locations
of
that will
severe weather in
experience
place,
flash
which does
flooding
include
include
much of North Texas,
Bridgeport,
including Dallas,
Breyer,
even
Pecan
Fort Worth,
Acres,
and then it goes down to
Springtown,
Houston,
Rome,
Galveston,
Haslett,
as well as College
Howard,
Station,
New
Austin, San
Fairview,
Antonio, Killeen,
Aurora,
Waco,
Boyd,
Kerrville. You guys
Paradise,
are all included
Newark,
in that
Cedar,
slight risk of
Cottondale,
severe weather. And the
Greenwood,
marginal threat goes to
Valdosta,
Oklahoma City,
Slidell, and
near
Boonville.
Amarillo, just
Turn
outside of
around.
Houston as well.
Don't
You guys are
drown when
under a marginal threat of severe
encountering
weather
flooded
for tonight. Damaging
Most
winds being
flood
the
deaths
greatest
occur in
concern.
vehicles.
There is a 5% tornado
Be
risk that
especially
does
cautious
include
at
San
night when it
Antonio,
is
Austin,
harder to
Killeen, Waco,
recognize
and
the
Dallas,
dangers
all
of
up and down that
flooding.
I-35 corridor.
Now
And then
let's
our
check on
risk
your
of severe
local
weather tomorrow will
forecast
shift
for the
to the
Dallas-Fort
southeast.
Worth
Got another slight
Metroplex.
risk, which is a
Flood
level 2
watch
out of
remains
5
in effect
for
through
southeast
Saturday
Texas
afternoon.
and central
Severe
southern
thunderstorm
Louisiana.
watch
Marginal threat to the
629
DFW
in
area.
effect until
Back into
midnight
southern
tonight.
Mississippi.
Tonight,
I'm sorry,
showers
southern
with
Mississippi, and also
thunderstorms
going
likely
into
this
central
evening.
Texas.
Then
That does
showers
include
with a
San
chance of
Antonio.
thunderstorms after midnight.
There's also a chance of a
Heavy
live stream
rainfall
tomorrow on top
possible.
of what we've already seen today.
Local
We have an
heavy
active
rainfall possible
24
this
hours of
evening.
severe weather ahead, and then our
Lows in the
focus
lower
will all
60s.
shift to Hurricane
Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Which is expected to,
Chance of
expected
rain
to
near
become a
100%.
hurricane later tomorrow, and that will
Saturday,
likely
mostly
Yeah,
cloudy and
we're gonna
warm.
end stream.
Becoming partly
formation
So-
rainfall in Jamaica
A
as probably
chance
the
of
most
showers.
catastrophic hurricane
Thank you
we've
for
ever
joining,
Chance of
especially
thunderstorms
you,
in the
Wilson.
morning. Then a chance
This
of
is another
thunderstorms
video
in
that
the
just came, or
afternoon.
another photo. No, this is
Heavy
a video that
rainfall
just came in.
possible in the
This
morning.
back over in Hurst,
Highs
Texas,
in the
from
mid-70s.
Puerto in Texas.
Southwest winds 5
Amount
to
of
10
lightning here
miles
as
an
well.
hour. Chance of rain 50%.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end
Strong
stream.
thunderstorms will impact.
So hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing night / day wherever you live. I'll probably go live stream again tomorrow since there's gonna be another threat for severe weather tomorrow. So yep. Alright. Good night.